How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
You know what? Yeah, you see how there's never any black people around here in the area. Like so, there was a group of black guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Our age.
What do they look like?
Would you say they were our age? They were kind of like in their
really eager.
We sounded.
I'm just saying. I know there was a lot of
ghosting.
I'm excited to
How
know.
old are
They were about 30,
Okay.
I would say. 30, 35, could be 40. They're black, innit? So who knows?
You know, Nana doesn't
there
have
was
good
a group.
judgment, though,
She
right?
does not.
And they were all fine.
Were they all fine?
Did you just say
Shout
they were all
out
fine?
to-
Are you serious?
Hold on, why was it? Hold on, wait, hold on, pause. This is now I'm now mad. You called me and said, "Do you want a crepe?" That was the levels of
You should have
conversation.
also. You should have been
say
calling
to
to
you-
say.
I said, are you
should
gonna
come
come?
outside.
Why would I even think that?
No
That's
word of a
code.
lie.
No, but why did you not say? And you should
There's
be
Mandem
explaining.
I have literally said to you guys on numerous occasions, I keep on forgetting shit. I had forgotten by the time I got to the crepe that we
They
saw
weren't in
guys.
your-
Where were the
they
Mandem?
Oh, okay. Where
They
were
were sitting outside.
Outside
so you
where?
actually only
Outside the
needed
man-
to go into the foyer area of here and you would have seen them.
Are they downstairs
Right.
in the building?
No,
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 they're
because I went
next
to the
door.
toilet and I saw
No,
no
no,
men.
next door.
But I think they could be coming in here.
They could be. All right.
Yeah.
It was sans men when I went downstairs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about 6 of them. And they kind of
About
looked like
6?
maybe musicians could be a group.
So they could be rich and famous. We could be literally living a different lifestyle.
I mean, they could have wanted to
I
sponsor the
literally just
podcast.
remembered this as well.
Oh my god!
You blocked our money.
You blocked our money. You blocked our marriage. You blocked our future
Marriage,
situation.
bro.
Hey,
I mean, whoa, whoa,
mine.
whoa,
You understand? Auntie,
It's
shut
like,
up.
no, but also, whoa.
Whoa, what about mine?
All I'm saying is,
I'm on it.
maybe next time, venture outside. Then
No,
black
let's
men.
try it.
Next time, go and get a crepe.
Go and get a crepe.
Could lead to
Anyway,
other crepes.
big up to Auntie
your house.
Palumi in the background. Blah, blah, blah. Say it
Auntie
again.
Palumi
I
doesn't
want
want to be an
say
auntie.
cousin Palumi, man.
Auntie, man.
No,
Because-
no.
I know for
Yeah.
real, she's aunt, she's
Cousin,
cousin.
cousin.
She's no,
Or
but
niece.
hold on.
Or
If
niece.
we're all aunties and we call
Yeah.
each other auntie,
Yeah.
then she's auntie too.
Nah, man.
What
There's,
is it?
there's 10
Bro,
years.
have you got any
There's
nieces
10
and
years,
nephews?
bro.
Oh, it's cousin.
Different generation.
How old are you?
Don't worry about it.
We're not in the same age bracket. Yeah, we're not in the same age bracket. She's cousin.
All right, I'll let you off, cousin.
Palumi in the background.
Little cousin.
Thank you, homie,
Little
on the
cousin
camera.
Palumi.
Little cuz.
Let you
Go to
off.
bed.
Shading us round here.
Auntie Farah, warm us up, kid.
No, one's got to go.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Holidays, weekends, sleep, silence.
What?
What? Holidays?
Holidays, weekends, sleep, or silence.
I can let go of silence because I generally don't like silence anyway. Like I can work through noise and all of that. So silence I could let go of.
I think I'm going to say weekends.
Oh.
Yeah, because it doesn't really mean that well. It should mean more, but it just doesn't. That's not how they show up in my life, unfortunately.
I don't go on holidays enough. Weekends.
You could let go of weekends as well. Interesting.
Your thought pattern is hilarious.
I might come back to it, but at the moment, it's weekends.
It's just one more
I
person.
need
Okay,
some
go
more time to
for
think about it,
it.
but we don't always have time.
Go, let's wrap up.
Okay. I'm gonna take weekends because I need my silence, and if anything that I have learnt from the crazy lady upstairs is that I need some silence
Yeah.
in my life. So that's why, I'll take weekends because I don't really have weekends anyway. All right.
That's my thing.
Next, curiosity, morality, creativity, or intelligence.
Sorry.
What was that?
One can go.
Curiosity, one's
Yeah.
got to go. Curiosity, morality,
Morality,
creativity,
creativity.
or intelligence.
Now, it seems really easy to say curiosity, but I need
Well,
to
no.
understand.
No, I think that's hard.
You're literally
You're being curious
person.
now.
That's what I'm saying.
What you're
Yeah.
doing now
No, so
is
it's
being
not easy.
curious.
But that's what I...
So
Maybe
you
you should-
cannot get rid of
you-
that.
should let it go.
Guys, my point was, it would be easy to just assume that curiosity was the easiest one, but I need to explore it because the other ones seem also difficult. You didn't let me finish.
Why does she frame things like this?
It's like it's the definition of who said
Finished. It's where you started.
You
yes.
didn't let me finish.
No,
That's
no,
what I'm
because
saying.
who said like you put forward a hypothesis, yeah?
Yeah.
That it would be easy to remove curiosity. Who said that?
No, I'm saying for me.
No,
That's
but
my
why
point.
would you assume that we would think
We
that it
would
be
never
easy
think.
for
We
you?
would
I know what I
never.
mean.
No, but
we would
okay,
never
can other
think.
people also know, please.
We would never think that it would be easy for you to get rid of curiosity.
At all.
Okay.
So, go on, what are you taking?
Is that your
What are you getting
first
rid of?
answer?
I
That's
don't
your first.
know.
Okay, we'll come back to you.
I'm gonna go with morality.
Okay.
Because yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Am I
Judging.
Am I the moral person of the
Judging.
group?
But you're super
Seriously.
moralistic.
You think?
Yeah.
No.
I don't.
No,
No, I think it's no surprise.
no. She's
to be
more
honest.
like everyone lived their life. What the fuck?
Yeah. That's the thing. I think like we live in grey areas anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
in hindsight,
Morals.
with you saying that, I get it. Why you say that?
Yeah.
Morals.
Yeah, out of creativity, curiosity,
And intelligence.
and intelligence. Yeah, definitely morals can go. Yeah.
Nana.
I'm feeling I want to know what you guys
I
think.
know, Mac, judging in it. That was a lot of judgment on that morality.
Yeah,
thing.
but go on.
I don't. This is hard, you know.
Yeah.
Same again.
Okay. Curiosity,
Right.
morality,
Right.
creativity, or intelligence.
Don't want it to go, but I think it's a toss up between morality and intelligence.
No.
What do I lean on more? What's more valuable? Morality is more valuable. I'm going to say intelligence can go.
Okay.
To be fair, we live in a world where most people are flipping stupid. So not much is going to change. We can get rid of intelligence.
Are you ready to answer that? No, there's no exploration. We're on a time limit. You're the one that keeps doing this tick, 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 boom. So
Who
you
was
need
the
to come on,
question?
answer.
She will combust if she doesn't answer. Answer this question. Go on.
I want to ask. You see curiosity.
Right.
Yeah.
Killed a cat.
She's being real curious right
Yeah,
now,
go
isn't she?
on.
Go on.
So is curiosity always everything to do with asking questions?
Well, you'd be curious. You have to have a
asking
curious
question-
nature.
Is that
to
always
ask
it?
questions.
To be curious is to ask questions always. Is it always?
No.
This
You're
sounds
not-
like
that's what I'm
this
saying.
sounds like
No,
a
it's
curious
not.
question to me.
No, like real talk.
Exploring what is curiosity.
curiosity?
No, it's not just asking
It's
questions.
not just asking
No, I
questions.
understand. So
but
what
having
is-
a
what is
curious
curiosity?
nature.
Yes.
But part of it is asking
Wanted to
questions.
dissect, you know,
Yeah.
Asking questions.
Wanted to
it's
go into
experiencing
what the
things,
reasons
it's
why.
thinking stuff.
No, I'm
and
literally.
wanted to explore things further.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
But it's not just questions. It literally is having an inquisitive nature for life. So
Yeah.
it would be somebody who is perpetually traveling. They would be seen as quite curious because they always want to experience new things. It's not just asking
There's
questions.
levels to curiosity.
Yeah.
That
levels to
doesn't
all
actually
things.
affect me in all ways.
But it will
Can,
affect
can
you in
you
some.
can you get rid
Ask
of curiosity?
But it
That
will
would be
affect you in
interesting.
some.
Okay.
Let's give you that.
Go on. Is that
You
what you
cannot
want to get rid
why
of?
do you
Yeah.
get- you
Yes.
can't get rid of curiosity.
Let's do that.
She
No,
would not be able to make it out of her.
We'll
The
get a
thing
new
is,
AK.
You can't.
She wouldn't make it out of her
because
house.
This is not the first time
She would-
Okoye does this. Something that's her very nature, she wants to get rid of.
She did that last time, didn't she?
Yeah.
She did. She did that last
Because
time.
she wants to see
No,
it.
it's
want to
cool.
see it,
It's
but that's
not.
the
It's not
question. What
founded
would you-
in reality, but
But it's also an exploration of
It's a
something.
new.
Yeah.
It's
Curious,
actually
isn't it?
a part of
Her
curiosity.
curious nature is making her get rid of curiosity
Yes.
because she wants to explore and be curious about the world without
Exactly.
curiosity.
The actual
that's okay.
definition of curiosity. That's great. It's lovely. I love that. Well done.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm getting rid of I'm getting rid of morality
yeah.
because morals are based on who. Like who makes them? Do you know what I mean? It's subjective, isn't it?
Subjective, yes.
Exactly. Intelligence, no, because there's some dumb motherfuckers out there, and I need to tell
Too
them that
many
they're
of them.
dumb sometimes.
I need to rule them.
Not rule them,
Joking.
but I need to let them know. You know, so I'm getting rid of that. Okay.
why I wasn't even-
Last one. This relates to living in the country that we currently reside in.
Right.
Okay.
God.
One's got to go. Central heating, indoor plumbing, fridge and freezers, or your washing machine.
Washing machine.
Oh, washing machine.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a laundry service before. There's apps
Yeah.
now. They come to your house, take it away.
Say
It's
that again.
fine.
Tell them all
And I
again.
can wash clothes by hand. Well
Yeah,
skilled
but
in
washing
that
clothes
area.
by hands, me too, but it's
Yeah.
long.
Yeah,
Say
it
them
is.
again, please.
Yes.
Central heating, indoor plumbing, your fridge and your freezer.
Okay.
So you got to put your food on your windowsill. Back
Yeah.
in, like, you know, like back in,
Remember those
my gran told me that, you know, when they came over, that's what
That's
they
what
had
they
to
did
do.
too,
They had to
yeah.
put a fridge on,
Yeah, like
food
a
on the
washing
windowsill.
machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Washing machine.
Yeah, washing machine.
Yeah, I suppose washing machine. I wouldn't like it, but I'd get rid of it. And that
No,
is
it wasn't even that long ago. Most houses didn't have a washing machine.
No, you had to go to, even when I moved into my flat, like I had to break down some cupboards so that I could get
To
a washing machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
they used to have
remember
like
when every street had a laundrette.
yeah, there used to be a
It's not
laundrette
bad.
on my estate.
We're not even that old, and that was our reality.
Yeah, we actually used it because we had too much stuff, so we went to the laundry.
It's like 30 years ago when laundrettes were. It's a long time, you know.
It wasn't 30 years ago.
No, when people used to use a laundry. Yes, when you're like. 10
Oh, you mean when they
or
weren't,
30
when they
or like-
didn't have
Yeah.
lots of washing machines? Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
not that long ago.
No, that's long, man.
No,
when
but-
we think 30 years ago, yeah. Well, when I think 30 years ago, I think 70s.
No, I'm still
But
going
it's
back to the 90s now. I've readjusted my settings. I'm going to the 90s.
So that's all.
Because it is the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 1900s weren't that long ago. It's
the
cool.
90s.
30 years is nothing.
Yeah.
People who are 30 now, you think you're old. Okay.
I get that.
Innit? Okay. All right, guys. Who's our enemy of progress this week? Oh, mine. How can I say? The founder of the Liberation Initiatives.
Yeah.
Is a big, massive enemy of progress. Big up Alicia
Pick her up.
as the enemy of progress.
Okay.
She'll probably
absolutely
like that.
is.
She'll probably chop it up and say some shit.
We got Suella,
is-
we got Pearl. We got,
Oh, you know who's my enemy of progress? Shelby from Love Is Blind.
honestly,
Oh!
yeah, Shelby is an enemy of progress.
Shelby from Love Is Blind,
Yeah,
yeah.
Shelby.
She's an enemy of progress for the like she is against the advancement of true friendships.
Oh,
Yes.
honestly.
Like, seriously.
Yes.
She is.
Like I cannot believe
Brilliant
her.
one.
So basically, if you haven't watched it, season 4 of Love Is Blind, one of the contestants, she's not even a main character.
Right.
She's a friend of one of the contestants, and she displayed a hateration, a frenemy
Levels.
vibe that has just been.
That will
just
be studied.
insane. It will be
Yeah.
studied. It will be
Yeah.
studied.
Go
It will
down
be
in history as
studied.
worst.
Yeah. So what did she do? She basically didn't want her friend to be with the guy she was supposed to marry. She made it known in front of him. She was laughing at the wedding, and she said, I quote, "That's the way when they didn't work out, and when he didn't say I do, I quote, that's how I wanted it to happen."
Yeah.
Imagine.
When your
Imagine.
friend is
In
heartbroken,
turmoil.
being dumped at the altar, you turn to your next brethren
Laughing.
and start laughing. But the pair of them, like actually, to have a shitty set of friends who you're like, these are my best friends.
Your
That's-
character's
yeah.
dead.
That's sad. That's
Yeah.
really yeah. Shelby is a great one. She
Yes,
absolutely.
brilliant.
Do you know who
an
else is an enemy of progress? Micah. Because I've seen interviews since where she's like defending her brethren, and it's like,
She's
Which
brainwashed.
interview? The one that you sent, or is it a different one?
no, I think the one that I sent.
In that one, she hadn't actually watched it through yet. So,
True.
Oh,
so
really?
Maybe
yeah,
when she watches
did.
this
So
bit.
yeah,
no,
I don't
that's
know.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. We'll
Yeah.
see,
Another
innit? We'll
recap
see.
episode
But yeah.
with
Gross.
Aunties. Any other enemies of progress?
I mean, we can like throw in everybody. I think I will stake a proper claim on Sarah Garvey being
Absolutely.
an absolute enemy of progress.
Yeah.
Significantly.
The
And he needs to
epitome.
atone. Yeah.
Epitome
The king of.
yeah, enemy of progress.
Yeah.
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 I think that's fair.
Do you want to give a little line as
affected.
to why, just for those who don't know who he is?
Sarah Garvey was a long-term collaborator on the Just Pearly Things platform, and he decided to jump ship at this moment when everybody was calling her racist. But he was fine when she was being called out for gunning black women. He was okay with all of that until it started to affect his pocket. That's when he decided to jump ship, and for that reason, he is an enemy of
Of
progress.
the black advancement in society.
And making Americans call us idiots is because of
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Not okay.
It's not okay.
Ifars, do you have anyone?
No, I think that's it.
All right, cool.
I'm good with that.
Guys, what have you heard? I don't know if you're still surprised, or maybe you're not. I don't know. Are you surprised that football is still doing racism in 2023? Are you surprised?
No.
No.
It seems
No.
like people are still surprised or still getting angry. And I think my exploration of this conversation that's been happening right now is, what do we do? What is the final resolve to get racism out of football? So basically, the backstory is Inter Milan's Romelu Lukaku, who, after experiencing racial abuse during a match against Italian team Juventus, was sent off and received a red card for shushing the fans after he scored. Now, this is his normal celebration. He normally goes like that when he wins, when he scores. But also, he added to that a shushing of all the fans or the people that were doing racist monkey noise and all that type of stuff. Former footballers Thierry Henry and Micah Richards won I think a CBS sports show, and they were talking about Lukaku's suspension. Thierry was fuming. His accent was thick.
Love
and he was
him.
like, this is stupid, common sense is lacking or whatever. He was
Zutalo.
Yeah, well, he didn't say it. Yes, literally, yes, he said. He was very false and very angry, but he was pissed because he's like, long-standing man. He's suffered racism for many years during when he was playing, and now he's a football pundit, and he's still vexed. And he was very, very vexed. If you watch there's lots of clips on Twitter about this interview. So basically, a lot of the commentary has been, when will black footballers band together and stop fucking playing? Hit the
When they
FA.
stop making money.
Well, it's not
What
just
is
black
the thing?
footballers. They all need to.
Everybody.
They
Yeah.
all need. The whole team should not play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole
yeah.
team can't play. Do you know what I mean? Because really and truly, racism, as we know, is not our issue. It's
Yeah.
their issue.
Yeah.
So they have to make a stand. They have to actively be continuously making a stand to say that they're not racist, and they should be supporting their teammate. That's what they should be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's very simple. Like Rock Nation, they bought out. I think they bought an ad and stuff, and
Yeah.
it was telling off the Italian fans and everything like that. That's all well and good, but if FIFA is showing, or is it FIFA?
The Federation, FA, I don't.
Or FA. Sorry,
Yeah.
I get them confused.
Yeah.
I'm not a football fan.
None of us. Well, I'm not either.
But it's just like they're showing that they don't care. At the end of the day, so the players now have to collectively. They can't make them play. They can't make them play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a big team, so no one plays. Even the team that they're playing against them, no one plays. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it would need to be that.
Yeah.
It's asking way too much for that to ever take place, because most people are racist. And the fact that everybody does always think it's what are black people going to do
Yeah.
is why it's not going to change.
Yeah.
Because it's not what are black people going to do. I watched a clip not too long ago, and it was a guy talking about the abolition of slavery and why we don't know of any of the white abolitionists. Like, can you name 5 of them? Can you name 5 people that are white that called for the abolition of slavery?
William Wilberforce
Yeah, that's-
and
Wait.
Kate Middleton.
Kate Middleton's great.
Who?
I'm actually
What's your
joking.
point?
I'm
What's your
joking.
point?
The point
Because they're
is-
not even real. Because when you dig into the stories, it's just
And they
like,
own
what did you
slaves
actually
Yeah,
do?
as well.
The point is,
exactly.
there are over
Yeah.
120 that are in history, and we cannot name 5 for a reason, because it's for us collectively to not think that white people are against racism. So if you don't have a societal standard where you're like, this is wrong morally, and my ancestors stood up for it being wrong, you then are like, this has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
It's a part of it. It's actually like ingrained. So when anything happens, it's always, what are black people going to do? And that's enforced. Because we also go into, what are black people doing about it? But it's not for us to do anything.
not
We
for
can
us.
rally all the time. It's not going to change anything. It's for the mindsets of white people to be like, this doesn't benefit us, doesn't benefit them, and it's morally wrong, because we have a history of it being wrong, and then things are going to change. We're not even close to it being there now. It's like racism changes all the time. Football isn't going to all of a sudden not be racist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. They haven't apologised for the wrongs that's been done to black people, so they're never going to. It's not going to change until they stand up and own their shit.
Yeah.
It's really not going to change.
It was interesting with that conversation with Thierry Micah. The host is a black woman, and there were 2, I can't remember the name, I was trying to get their names, 2 white men were in that conversation. They were quiet.
Yes,
They came
always.
to
Yeah.
I think his name's
Quiet and
the guy-
uncomfortable, I
Yeah,
guess.
quiet and uncomfortable. And the guy that was sitting there, I think he used to be a part of Juventus or whatever. He's Italian. His English isn't great, so
Juventus.
he was stumbling through what he was trying to say. But in a nutshell, he was trying to say, things have changed, things are better. Thierry was like, if you could have steam coming out of his ears, man was like, and he was like, things are not better. It's not better. But it was interesting that the 2 black men were the ones who were being most vocal. 2 white men were being quiet, and it's just like,
Because
exactly as you're
it's that
saying.
thing of like, you should be grateful.
Yeah,
We've spoken about
quiet.
it before. Like, you should be grateful. It's not, no one's throwing bananas at you every day anymore. You should be grateful.
And you're allowed to play.
You're allowed to be in the same dressing room as other people. You should be grateful. You're getting paid. You should be grateful. It's that concept of being grateful where it's like, oh, it's not as bad. It's not as bad for you. But
It's
it's
never
still
been bad for you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
It's
that's
one of
how I
those.
felt. What was with Gary Lineker? What was his?
Yeah.
song?
Yeah, that's a point.
It's just like Is he back on? He's back now.
Oh,
isn't he?
yeah, it's
So this is
working.
the thing. The protest that you made, it wasn't deep levels.
No,
And
I
I
think
kind of-
what you said at the time was interesting. What you did say was that, okay, so they can protest against this and they can all take a stand and not turn up to work for this, but it should be the same in these other cases. So that's what you said. But I think the problem with football, it's such a big organisation. There's so much money
There's so much
involved in
money.
it. It's not the same as a bunch of presenters deciding not to show up for work because they can still they can still show the games.
Yeah.
Like if no footballer turns up, the fines
There's
and the
no
repercussions.
games.
There's
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
game.
no, but I think it's a collective movement.
But there's so
Yeah.
many things
It's a
that can
collective
happen,
movement.
which is why it's difficult.
It's
Yeah.
more
Even though-
powerful if the team doesn't
No,
play.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
The team doesn't play,
Definitely.
but also the pundits, the people that support it, and the big faces around it. Because there's something about Gary just going back to work afterwards, because it's now maybe BBC's changed its policies that presenters might not be held accountable for their views. There's a levels like, what were you actually protesting in the first place? Do you actually mean it? And are you really committed to the cause? Because actually, well, is that enough of a?
Because I think I think they're separate things. Because he was basically like, I'm not taking back my talk. This is what I said. I said what I said, and I'm not taking back my talk.
Yeah.
And BBC kicked off about it, and then they took back their talk. So if
Yeah.
you're going to do that, then okay, I'm going to come back to work in it because you're not blocking what I can say.
Yeah.
But I guess though, because David Sideman, he was on the BBC and he quit his job on
Yeah.
principle,
Right.
Didn't he? Do you
Because
know
when
what
they
I
kept
mean? So
saying the
that's
N word and they wouldn't take
yeah,
it back.
exactly, kind of
And
thing.
that's
So
what I
he
think-
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
so-
I think that's what I'm leaning into. That sometimes these performative moments. How deep is it?
But
And
he
you
didn't
are-
quit, remember? Sideman quit. Gary didn't quit.
No, I know.
yeah,
I
that's
know.
what
That's-
she's saying.
yeah.
Like, so yeah, it's just like
But anyway,
it's not.
it's what it is.
Let's see.
Marques Houston. Anyone want to take that? What's your feelings about his young wife?
Yeah, so Marques Houston is how old? I don't,
He's 42 now.
42,
now.
His
and
wife
he-
is 22 now.
and yeah, and but he met her when she was
17.
So
Yeah.
he says.
So he says, yeah,
There's
Allegedly.
talk that
It's true.
they actually first met and she was younger. Yeah, like 14, 15.
oh
Yeah.
God,
And then he waited
Waiting enough.
till 17.
Groomed.
He's saying I waited until 19. But so you waited and then you just married her that same year?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
So basically, she became legal, and at the point of legality, he was like,
at the
"Oh my god,
at 12:01.
oh my god, I
Look
love
at
this
this.
woman.
Yeah.
This woman, I love her."
And
Okay,
even
then.
that in itself is like dodgy. To even say,
Yeah.
how he was painting it, it's like, that still sounds dodgy, dude.
yeah.
We both believe in God, you know. We put families first. It was just like a bit much for me. It gave me the ick, the
Yeah.
major ick. It's just like, it's not right.
It's that watching, like, okay, so just the general narrative is like, he married this girl very young. What's her name? I'm sorry, I don't know her name.
Don't know her name.
Maya
Some-
Dickey.
Mrs. Houston.
Maya Dickey and now Mrs. Houston.
Yeah.
She's had a child now, and he was on his show, TV1 Uncensored or something like that. And it happened to come up. So he had backlash at the time in 2020, and he's had backlash now again for this situation that he's in. He's married a young girl. But it is, as we're saying, the creepiness of when he met her, when he saw her, when he decided that this is mine.
And also, if a woman did that, they would have so much to say.
Right.
So much to say.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think this definitely sits in the realm of men. Men have a problem with this a lot more than us, because I don't think there's many stories about women.
As
waiting
in
for a guy
the
to grow up.
backlash coming along. I mean, we had forgotten about it, yeah, from 2020 when they got married. We was
Yeah.
all like,
I
that
didn't
was
even
dodgy.
know.
Oh,
I kind of-
at
I
the time,
didn't
I was a
even
bit
know.
like, that's dodgy.
Yeah, I think
and
it didn't
he
seem
had
like
a
on my radar.
history of allegations and stuff as well anyway. So
I didn't even
he
know.
wasn't
I paid
sitting in a
attention
good
to Marcus.
space.
Yeah, okay.
His reputation was in ruins.
Right.
From B2K, from
Yeah, Chris Stokes,
all
all
that
that stuff.
yeah,
stuff.
from
So I
Raz
knew-
coming
yeah,
out.
I knew that. Yeah,
Yes.
but that's
Yeah,
that's
that's
more
big.
him, be allegedly abused and like
Yeah.
the
Yes.
trauma
Yes.
and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff. I don't know if he was a perpetrator in that behavior as well.
Well,
but like,
he
there
was accused as being
A facilitator.
a facilitator,
Okay.
providing the younger ones.
Yeah.
right.
That was so
Okay.
his reputation was a bit in the mud from then. So then when he married this girl, it was a bit like he has this range. So that wasn't surprising. But him doing this interview, he brought this on himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody was talking about
Who
Marques
asked
Houston.
him to do
Yeah.
the? Who done the interview?
TV1 Uncensored or something like
Yeah.
that. It's a
So
show.
it was he
Is that
was
him?
talking. He brought it up. He was attempting to be like, what I've done. I haven't done anything wrong.
I don't know why anyone's got a problem with it. You know, I waited. There was no kind of emotional attachment with her but until she became legal. Basically, is
That
what
sounds
I'm saying.
dodgy.
It does. I don't believe you.
Because you know, I looked at her page and like she's a beautiful young girl, and I know it might seem trivial to say, but she's so stereotypically beautiful that your argument about, I just fell in love and then we're both children of God and stuff like that. Like, what if she was basic regular? How come it's never a basic regular, or whoever think what, standards of beauty? It's never just a basic regular woman. How come it's always someone who's so outstandingly beautiful that that's the case, that you fell in love with her, not anybody else? Do you get what I'm saying? If we're going to talk about falling in love, it was a natural thing. I genuinely just fell for this person's character. It's never anyone that's just basic.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
It just undermines everything, because it's always, when these guys talk about the person, it's always someone who's happens to be who society deems as the one really beautiful, really pretty.
I feel the whole setup is very predatory. Like,
it is.
The introduction. Him even saying it was like friends who introduced us.
Like, why?
A 40-year-old man is being introduced to basically a teenager.
That was daughter's friend or something, right?
It's just
giving me...
Yeah, I just think, like, they say, he's saying, we're both children of God. No, you're a man of your man, and she was a child.
Yes,
recent child.
Yes,
recent child. And I just think, like, he's just trying to normalize this. This is what this was like. Normal, guys, you should do this. It's like virtual signaling. Like, this is okay now because I've done it, and this is my story. And actually, these are the tools, and these are the language that you need to use in order to make it normal. That's what I got from that.
And then what experiences has she had as a young woman?
All of that,
but they don't care about. That's the appeal.
Yeah,
there is no
experience
we've had
about the body count and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
a woman being
this virginal woman.
Yes. That was the whole thing. That introduction of being introduced to an older man. That to me is literally like that. There are families that do that. They are like, okay, we've got a good one here, and within this circle, there's a really wealthy man. And we should do an introduction. It just sounded like literally an arranged marriage. She has been carted off to this big dude. Like, she's super young. What do you have in common?
Exactly. He said
our age.
He kept saying that.
He's our age.
Yeah.
With a 20-year-old. What are you guys talking about?
Saying that you've got so much. He actually says, doesn't he?
He does.
He said, I saw myself in her. What are you talking about?
That sound.
What did you see?
What I saw.
What did you see?
She's a child. Like, she hasn't even been to college or anything. Like, she hasn't experienced anything.
Nothing.
And then now she's got she's got a child, and she's got this big hardback husband.
About herself now, whilst being in this marriage. It's too much.
What do you say to anyone who says, well, she's got some agency? Because not every, and this is exploring the conversation, not advocating for anything, but there are young people who do get married. She's not the first young woman to get married, and not the first young woman to get married to an older guy. And not all these relationships break up and go awry. So what do you say to anyone who is a young woman who might be like, well, no, I'm actually okay in this situation? Is there any realms for a woman to be okay in this situation?
She probably would say that, though, if you spoke to her.
Everyone, not just her, like anyone. Just taking it away from, like, this particular woman. But generally, is there any realm?
I'm just never going to advocate for that.
Understand.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Me too.
It's not. Like, I think, like, in just male or female, like, when you're young, you should live a little first and understand who you are before you get into any kind of serious relationship, any sort of marriage scenario in general anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm never going to advocate for that at all. I just don't agree.
Same.
Yeah. There's too much of a power shift.
Yes.
Because even if you truly believe you are a match for this person, like, you have the same intelligence, you have not lived as long as them, and they've been able to live. And you actually have to then think of, why are they taking that away from me, that my living now is with this person who has 20 years on me already? They're going to have so much game, you don't even know what is happening. You're going to be manipulated. There's no way about it.
From being a teenager, from being a 17-year-old to being even in, like, your late 20s, the growth that you go through as an developing and becoming an adult, is that I think about, I've got nieces that are that age, and if they came and said to me they're talking to a man who's near my age, I'm kicking off. It's going,
because you know what he's experienced and lived through. And how he can just twang your head because you haven't lived yet. You don't actually know. You may think I'm super intelligent. You don't know. It's like, as they say, never kid a kidder. You think you know all of the things when you're young. You don't know. You need experience.
And if I was just going to say, and if you are truly, like, you're both people of God and you have this thing, then you can wait.
You can
wait.
You can wait.
What's the rush?
You can wait.
What is the actual rush?
Even just be engaged, wait. If that's what you want to do,
Yeah.
you know,
Live a
no
bit.
sex before marriage. Let's do all of that. If you're a true Christian, like you're saying you
Yes.
are,
Yeah.
then wait, innit?
Honestly. All right. All right, let's go. Did you guys hear about the Ritz
Oh, yeah.
Hotel?
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys want to get into that?
Yeah, I did hear about this. So what's his name? Hold on.
Go on.
Let me get it up because he's from West.
Yeah.
So Mr. Jarrell Jules, who's from Hammersmith, applied for dining reservations supervisor at the Ritz, and basically he was told that his unusual hairstyle, unusual hairstyle such as spiky or afro styles would not be condoned at the Ritz.
Imagine
In this
At
day and age.
interview.
No,
like he couldn't get the job. Yeah,
stage,
but
and
then he couldn't get the
he got
job
sent the policy.
Yes.
And he then chose not to
Right.
take the job based on
because it's not part of their policy.
that. And they've retracted. They've actually said it was out of date and incorrect grooming policy was regrettably sent to him, and they'd like to reiterate that these are not the Ritz London's rules. The Ritz is
The
But
Ritz
it
is
was,
a bit
but
odd, though.
the policy was dated
2021.
21.
Yeah, so
I was just
half an
gonna
hour
say,
before.
Yeah.
Come on
Yeah.
now.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Literally.
dated.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like, let me do
Yeah.
that.
So 2 years ago, this was their policy.
Yeah, and
Right.
it was
Literally.
acceptable 2 years ago during COVID.
All of a sudden,
where the Ritz weren't open.
Wowzers.
I'm just
Surprised.
it should have had it. Oh, mate. In some ways, I wanted him to actually go ahead, get the job, agree to say, "I'm going to cut her hair," and then do you know what I mean? Do his probation and then sue them.
yeah,
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would have been
Like that would,
nice.
yeah. But it's out of order. Like I just think it's just even put in the category of unusual hairstyles
Exactly, Afro
when it's like
style.
literally your hair that grows
as
from
it
your
grows
head.
out of my head,
Like
it's unusual.
like really.
There's a whole continent,
I
a
swear
whole
to
world,
God.
a whole race of
But-
people.
So would they say spiky? Was
Wow.
it spiky?
They
hair?
said spiky as well.
or Afro,
Afro-
style.
Afro
But you know, also
styles.
people who don't get Afro hair, because I believe that's one description. I think that's what they're applying to Afro hair, one spike. Because if white people have spiky hair, I know that's not a problem for them, unless it's like no one does
I
the
think
most.
they mean the punk.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that's what I got
21,
from
like,
it.
when was
Yeah.
the last time you saw a Mohican? Like really? No,
No, but I think
See,
that's
I
what
was
they're trying
thinking
to
of
say.
like that spiky,
I was thinking that that's their way of
you
describing.
know, like
it.
gel type of spiky hair. Was
Yeah.
what I was
Yeah, but that's, I don't think that's. A
but
problem
it's
for them.
like that's not obviously that's artificial. You've had to add something,
Yeah.
but to say Afro hair
style that grows.
So
out
how?
someone's head.
So
Afro
then
hair is-
everybody needs to chop off their hair, and if you're a woman, your
Basically.
hair needs to be tied back,
Yeah.
and
Or
we're
straight.
not
Or straight.
seeing any.
Yeah. But this is the thing.
Isn't
with-
that illegal?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is now.
What
yeah.
is it? Is
I'm
it
sure it's
actually?
illegal now.
No, in some
Yeah.
places, because we're still
Is it
having
not
this
in everywhere?
conversation
Okay.
that people can still get fired for their hairstyles
Yeah.
and Afro,
Actually, and kids being
out of
told
school.
not to go to
Yeah.
school.
So
yeah.
it's not a set rule. Afro hair is not protected.
And you can actually, if it comes under discrimination, you can pay a fine, and those fines
And
aren't
that's
really.
it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's
So some
Wow.
companies just
set.
pay the fine.
It's wild, isn't it?
That is
Afro
correct. I actually
hair.
did think it was illegal. Like, I didn't think you could say that.
Because-
I think it's in states in America. In some
It's
of them.
illegal to
say. Okay.
And like
Okay.
in
Yeah.
army and stuff, you can't because I think
Because
they
I'm
have
just
this whole
thinking,
thing.
like,
Yes,
there's European people who have like curly
Curly
bushy
hair.
hair.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's okay.
Yeah, of
or is
course it will
or
be.
just particularly because
Of
it's
course it
Afro?
will.
Yeah, because you're
And
not
it's
saying
like- to put
curly,
that
you're
there-
That's
saying
my point.
Afro.
They're
yeah.
not saying curly. They're
Yeah.
saying
But there
Afro.
has to be a blanket thing that our hair is just about kempt or unkempt, and it's not about the actual texture of the hair or anything. Because you can say like we have a neat hair policy, but also then there has to be a whole category for what determines neat for black hair. Because people just generally see Afro hair. Even black people can sometimes.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't even think saying neat because neat
But that's what I'm
exactly.
saying, there has to be definition
yeah.
because also there's neatness. Because people will say if you've got an afro that's round and it's like that, someone will say you look rough. Even a black person could potentially say
Yeah,
you look rough.
definitely.
So it's like, what does neat mean? And these terms and conditions have to be definitely clarified and leave our hair alone. We have to determine as well.
Or maybe it's saying levels like they do in the army, like
Yeah, it
literally,
can't
like
be too high.
it can't be
Above a certain
above
inch,
a two. You know, a number 2, like
Yeah.
you need to have a buzz cut. However,
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily against that because if you decide to have chemo and they have a policy of we don't have hair on men, that's not the workplace for you.
But
I'm not
hair-
really
but
against
chemos
that.
is a different thing again because that's a way of because they're talking about having your hair short and not getting in the way. If your hair's cane road, it's not getting in the way. Because they're talking about long hair and ponytails. If you're around equipment and stuff where your hair could get caught, that's the problem. So putting cane roads in that category is still not right.
Was he serving? Wasn't it around food?
Yeah, but he didn't have. He had.
I can only think that's the only.
No,
But if you've
though.
got
Thing
cane roads
around
like
hair.
Because
that,
then
it's
it
not
would
the
say
same
then their
as
policy.
hair.
Then it will be long hair.
It would be long hair.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that
You
wasn't
can't,
there.
and also cane roads is even better. It's more controlled than swinging European hair because cornrows stay in one place. If it's dreadlocks now and it's swinging dreadlocks, tie your hair back because that's a similar kind of
Yeah, but that's
movement.
like food hygiene. If
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
if you're working in, dealing
those
with
are the
food,
only things
then you
where I can
wear
see
a
where you'd
net.
be
So
policing
then there's
somebody's
no
hair.
reason ever. There is
Yeah.
never a reason to tell someone that you need to not have this hairstyle.
Yeah.
But it's not even specific. It's Afro.
it's
style.
Yeah, it's
Afro.
Afro hair, and
Yeah.
I said
That's what
Afro
I mean.
style. That
yeah,
could be
I'm just
anything.
I'm just not
Just a
down for that.
ponytail with
Yeah.
hair out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just even like I could have my hair up. I've got
Yeah.
Afro hair,
Yeah.
so that's not
Exactly.
acceptable because I've got Afro hair.
It's
It could be
not-
anything because the hair that grows out of my head is Afro.
I guess these are all the
It's
policies
really
that we have to
damaging.
look
It's so
into now,
damaging.
isn't
We
it?
have to look at every policy. And also, because I think, big up Michelle Leon, who founded World Afro Day. It's September the 15th. So it's a movement for everyone to have their hair out natural and stuff like that. I don't know. What can we do?
There
As
you go
said.
again. Nothing. It's not for us to do
No,
anything.
no, not
No, I know, but I'm
not
just saying.
Not to... They need to learn.
They need to learn.
Yeah.
But this is a specific thing that they need to learn about.
Yeah.
So there are going to have to be questions asked. And stuff.
As in,
I mean, do you remember when what's that presenter's name? And she was on GMB, I think it was. No, not GMB. This Morning, and Eamon Holmes said to her, "You
Oh,
look
my
like
word.
a."
who,
What was the
a
word?
llama.
What's
You
her-
do-
her
No, it's a
Phoenix
llama.
sponge. Didn't you say she looked like a sponge?
Oh,
Wasn't
He
it?
said that she looked like a llama.
Oh,
A llama, that was it.
That's what
yeah.
he said. He said she looks like a llama, and he doubled down and was like,
Yeah,
you know,
and laughed.
There's still, there's so much work that needs to be done for people to understand. I've had people say to me, "Oh, your hair's very ethnic, isn't it?" All right, and just feel like it's acceptable.
It's like, what
to
is
comment?
that?
What does that even mean? What do you mean?
Like, what, we're all ethnic, to be fair. Your hair. But it's like, it's always we. It's very hard to talk about without saying the we. But this is a very specific topic that even some black folks don't understand the differences of Afro hair. So it is that kind of, I don't know, it's a bit more of a two-way conversation.
I think that even when you were saying like, what is it that we have to do? And I was thinking, actually, in this case,
there is a bit.
we also have to do a lot because we have taken on the indoctrination.
We
Yes,
have.
that could,
That's
but
And
it's like
so it's
we
a
have.
whole, it's actually, we also need to
We
be
do.
like, I'm going to embrace my Afro hair.
because it's that good
Exactly.
hair
There's a bit of
nonsense,
that.
isn't
exactly.
it?
Yes.
And
all
then
that shit.
maybe, but
Because
steps in it.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say
We
that
need
the
the
reason
steps.
why there's also this flagrant, this thing where you got to change your hair, because I'm not blaming, but when we can wear wigs, when we don't wear our hair out in the way that is defined as our natural hair, they're like, oh, they can see it as like, but it's not a big deal because we see all of you like you wear your hair straight, so what's the big deal? You do relax your hair, not that they might know that it's relaxer, but they see us with straight hair in time.
But it's having
No,
the
it's
choice
not
to
that
do
way
whatever
round
you
though.
wanna
That's what I
do.
don't agree with. It's not that way round. It's not for their.
Yes.
It's not for their eyes.
No, I
we need to
understand that.
find our own
understand
pride.
that. That's what I
It's not
mean.
on them looking.
No,
But
but I
I
get
d-
it. But
but-
that's the point of that's the information they're receiving. So I'm not saying we change for them. It's nothing to do with that. But the information they're receiving is like, we see you lot with straight hair. So then maybe they're not even feeling like that's such a big deal because it can be done.
No, they do.
No,
because
they
what-
absolutely
they
know
do.
what they're doing.
Thank you.
No, I'm not excusing.
No, they do. Because even people having straight hair and that, it was to fit in. It was to.
No, we get that.
It
I
was
know
to
that.
pass, wasn't it? It was
Yes.
all of that. That's why people did that in the first place. Like now, it's much like it's more like I want to do whatever the hell it is that I want to do with my hair.
Absolutely.
That's what people are embracing. I also just have to go back to that note about neat hair because what is neat hair?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
It's-
I mean, I think neat hair is a good term to use. Like, do you know what I mean? Because I think like when you're calling out a specific type of hair type, like Afro hair in that scenario, like that has to go.
That has
and
to
it
go.
is
Yeah.
just neat. Your hair needs to be neat. Like where I've worked before working with lots of different people, that was just the one requirement. Do you know what I mean? So it can be you can have any hairstyle as long as it's neat.
Yes.
That's it. Do
You
you know
don't
what I
have
mean?
hair
That's
everywhere.
it.
So
Yeah.
it just doesn't, that's why you keep it open and stuff because it's just, otherwise we're going into like, then it's almost like you're almost then policing ourselves as well.
But
Do you
it
know
is-
what I
we
mean?
are.
There's an element of
Over
that.
like,
Because
do you
if
know
I've
what I
got
mean?
my hair out, yeah, like when I have my hair in its natural state, I like frizz. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean my hair's not neat.
Exactly.
But I
Yes,
like
that.
that's why I'm saying like who's determining what
What is
neat
neat?
is?
Yeah.
It's to say like tidy appearance maybe. But
What's the difference?
but no, but like it's not just in your hair, it's like your whole
Like everything about you is
Everything about
tidy.
it should be
Yeah.
standard.
It's
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a difficult one
I
because
do.
I understand the word that
It is difficult.
we do ourselves, not for the eyes of them.
No, what I'm saying is to be cognizant on they have created this.
Yeah.
They are not being reflective on, oh no, but they wear wigs and they have straight hair. You put it in place that people had to straighten their hair
and
in
whether
order
it was
to get employment.
work or
Absolutely.
It's like, it's not,
shop
it's,
or-
yes, it's
do you
not a
know what I mean?
reflection.
Like,
Any
yeah.
of that.
They know
Any of
what they were doing, and now we're in flux of trying to reassemble. They also know that it's very easy because black people will police black people.
Yes.
They're
And
just
so
like,
they're not-
what?
they
What
don't
do
care.
you mean?
Yeah.
What is it
Exactly, yeah.
difficult?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's literally
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you absolutely know who you're employing.
Yeah.
You know all of that.
Like to the deeper levels of it. They are. There are people that I'm not saying they're innocent of it, but there are people that are ignorant of it. Not.
I just think they feign ignorance. to
They
be
do-
honest.
I do.
When,
That's exactly
when
right.
you, I think
'Cause they
the
know.
majority, to be honest.
Yeah,
because,
this is the
like,
thing. I think
seriously,
they
like deep down,
pretend.
because when you actually go into questioning,
Yeah.
it's just like then you get they understand
They
what
understand.
you're saying. They understand the context.
Not everyone's thinking on the level.
Because they're allowed to think. They're allowed to project as
Yeah.
if they don't know.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah,
They
Yeah.
They
well and know.
absolutely know.
Even when they're asking, like, educate me.
Yeah, like
You
So what's
absolute
this?
liar. Because
What is-
if I came
what's
in
this
other
called?
ways, you would be like, this isn't acceptable in this space. You know what you're doing.
It's like the blonde thing. Like, do you know what I mean? When you ask, like, why is Beyonce not a blonde? And they'll be like, oh, they wouldn't describe Beyonce as a blonde.
Yeah.
They just wouldn't. And why? And when you ask why, then it gets difficult. So
Yeah.
you know what you're doing. You know
true,
what
isn't
you're
it?
projecting on the person. You know what you're doing. You just don't want to say, oh, I didn't mean it like that.
That blonde
Brunette.
girl, they would never say
we
like
all
if
not
they-
be brunettes?
if there was two
Exactly.
if there was a white chick in a room with brown hair and then there was a black chick with blonde hair, they're gonna say the black chick and the brunette.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know what
That's
you're
what they're
doing.
gonna say.
And that's the thing. And
It's
it,
so
but
true.
it's the nonsense of like, oh yeah, but you can be a brunette. Yeah, but that's not what you meant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And that's not what you ever mean.
Yeah.
Ever. So let's not pretend.
All right. This is one that we saw on that I saw on Sarita. She used to be an auntie. She put a post out about posting her kids on social media and the repercussions. So I'll try and make this a bit short. She put a post summarising that she used to be a mum blogger specifically. She's a mother of 3. And she said that she used to always ask her kids if she could use their pictures online and then she would give them a cut of the money earned in partnerships if they were involved. And she said, in her words, I remember meeting a notorious fellow mummy blogger at an event and instantly recognised her kids. And although at the time it didn't feel strange knowing their names, knowing what their bedrooms looked like, and having a rough idea about the area they lived in, I now think about how dangerous that is if I was a predator or someone that followed only to write about them on one of those hateful sites, how easy it would be to cause harm. She says, as my kids have gotten older and wanted to be seen less or not at all on my socials, I can't help but wonder, do they even remember giving consent at the time? Did consent even mean anything to a 6-year-old asked to hold a shiny new device as a prop we were paid to advertise? She said, I've had fantastic opportunities and did what I could at the time to provide for my family. And whilst child modelling is still a thing, we were in control. But I still ask myself, was it worth it? Her ending question is, are we doxing our kids and affecting their futures? What do you think? Have you, like, considering
Doxing our kids.
sharing?
I think first of all, a cut. Serious. That's interesting. Do you know what I mean? But
Why, what do you mean?
Shall is like,
They should get paid.
I mean, no, give the kid the money. If you're using the kid, that's the kid's money. That's for their future. Why are you giving them a cut for it?
No, I think it's
that's
like
strange.
a family.
But if it's a
Yeah.
family
And
setting,
then you
you
get
think the
a
kids will
full
get
done.
money?
But if it's
Yeah.
one kid,
No, but if you've all done it, like
Yeah,
if
it's
you
like a
all
family
done it,
set.
yeah,
That's
okay,
what she
that's
means.
cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, if it was a fee, that's yeah. But anyway, I think yeah, of course you should be thinking about these things. I think like as parents that put their children onto social media, they should be doing this research before they do this,
Yeah.
put them on social media. Do you know what I mean? And of course, a 6-year-old cannot fully consent. They don't have an understanding of the world. They don't even have an understanding of themselves. So of course, this just seems like no-brainer stuff to me.
I think,
to be honest,
I feel like it. I think there was especially with the way that social media just boomed, and people were very excited of taking pictures and everything. I understand why some people are like, hold on a minute, after the fact, because I don't think it was easily. People weren't thinking. I think now we have a lot more information, and now it's like, do you know what? Slow down. But I think in the moment, definitely it was just like, oh, I'm just taking a picture. I'm just putting it on my. I'm putting
Yeah,
a picture,
yes,
a picture of my
another-
child out. And even when people are like, I don't put pictures of my child, some people were side-eyed, like, why are you being so precious? It's just a picture. But now the world has evolved and how technology has just kind of turned even more sinister. I think I understand. I'd be more judgmental of someone today than someone from back in the day when the first boom happened of being like, just posting your child out. I think I've shared pictures of my child, most definitely. I don't think I've ever asked her. And the other day she was like, Mum, you put this really stupid picture of me out. And I'm like, oh, it's cute. And I didn't take it down. But I actually didn't have a conversation. Say, actually, do you want me to take it down? But I kind of dismissed, when I was thinking about this conversation, I was like, I dismissed her feelings and I'm not sure. I will go back to her and say, hey, do you want me to take this down?
Yeah.
It's a bit of like, you're old enough. And I've gone to the point of, you're old enough, you're grown, so you're not prey to anyone, in my opinion, which is also kind of wrong. But I've removed her like consent slightly because I was like, yes, I like this picture.
Yes, I'm putting it up on my page.
I'm proud of you, and that's what I want out there. But actually, her saying, you put this dumb picture of me up, I'm like, oh, okay.
I think if when they're over 18, it's 100% it's their image then. So it changes the dynamics of the conversation. Before that, it's grey. Like, it's actually grey. I think you should do what your child wants. To be honest, you should, but I kind of struggle to say like whether it can be enforced. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know with this one. It's a complicated space, and I do feel for when it's tied into your money, like as a mummy blogger or a family blogger, and this is what you're doing to bring money into your family. How compromising it is, I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's on the family. For me, whenever I see posts like this, anyway, I think it's more individual than a society issue to start thinking about. Sometimes I feel like people feel bad for their family situation and then put it out as everybody should think about this because my family is reeling from it. And it's like, that's your family. It's not everybody's family.
Right.
And there are child actors that are fine and there are child actors that aren't. That doesn't mean that nobody should act.
Yeah.
Interesting.
To me, it's a bit of that. I'm in that area. It didn't work for you, but lots of shit don't work for people. But for other families, they're absolutely thriving, and now they have a property empire from being a mummy family blogger. You know, it's a bit like that. I'm a bit like, okay, maybe some people are doxing. Maybe they are going to be affecting their children's future. What were you doing with the images that is going to affect their future? And that needs to be thought about at the time.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree with you more. Like, I don't post a ton of pictures of my daughter. That's just something that I just don't. I just don't do that. She wants to be a YouTuber. She's been asking me for ages, and she'll be a bloody great one. I'm just not ready to deal with it yet. And that's what it is. Like, I have to, because I know I have to do my research and make sure that I feel comfortable, make sure that she's protected and all of these things. But she wants to do this. So I know that I'm going to have to end up doing it eventually. I think you're right, Nana. It depends on how the parent is handling it and what you're doing to protect your child as well. And if they're at an age where they're like, you know, like if you're there and your kid is actively saying, I don't want you to film me, and they can do that from very young. They don't have to be like 18 to demonstrate that I don't want you to take a picture of me. You know, I think you have to listen to your child, don't you? Like, when I take pictures and I do post it a video, she's super excited. She's like, oh my God, I'm on the internet.
Exactly. There's always sometimes there's even an ask. Are you going to post that?
She does that. She literally does. Like, let me see. She loves it. But I do think you have to look at it, because I was watching, funnily enough, Brooke Shields' documentary on Netflix, and it just talks about how she was exploited. And I think you have to, as a parent, just remember those things. If you're going to post your kid, or you're going to put your kid out there for acting, dance, whatever the case might be, you just have to remember that there are dodgy people out there, and you have to make sure that you protect your child at all times. And I think that's fine.
It's just being mindful. Actually, each stage. But I don't think it's a general. Maybe it is a general. I don't know. I don't like those things when people are like, should we all be thinking about this? And it's just like, no.
Everything.
You have to be smart in general anyway, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're posting online, even you as an individual, like, not posting where you are in the moment. Do you know what I mean? Not tagging every single location. Like, this should be now. And I'm not like thing with people in the past, but like nowadays, this should be standard procedure
Yeah.
for everybody. So if you're going to protect yourself like that, you have to be doubly hard in protecting your children.
Yeah,
Of course. Like, it just seems like
Their
It's true.
bedrooms kind of shouldn't be out there. I think
there
that
should be- there's
think of the
guidelines.
think of the
There should be
Kardashians. The Kardashians only show you like 2 rooms in any of their
Yeah.
houses. They have mansions. That's on purpose. You can't place everything in their house because they're only ever showing you one of their living rooms and a kitchen. And they do that for everybody. Sometimes a bathroom. And it's probably like the guest bathroom. It's being cognizant of that. So being able to place, I know what your kids look like and I know what their bedroom looks like. Already, I would say that parent has showed too much.
yeah.
So I think it's things like that, because it is like things that, as we said, as we're moving into this space, and as it's really having those guidelines to help you consider these things that might not be okay, and don't take it for granted.
But
Yeah.
also as well, you don't have to do that.
You don't,
right?
yeah.
You absolutely don't. Like, there's no, like, this is the thing. I think sometimes it's like with these usually around fame and stuff and things like that, or the pursuit of it is like, you have to, you must. Do you know what I mean? No, there's plenty of other things you could do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You absolutely don't have to do this at all. And you can archive posts, you can take them down. They don't have to stay there.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
absolutely do
exactly.
not. So,
That is it, isn't
All right,
it?
staying with I guess family fame and money and successes. Saw. Well, I don't know if you guys saw or heard that Krept and Conan. Well, Krept. I always say Krept and Conan.
Krept and or Conan.
Krept specifically is one half of Krept and Conan British rap group, and his daughter's mother Sasha was recently celebrating the success of their baby care brand Nala's Baby, which has surpassed 1 million in product sales in the first 6 months and is projected to make 2 million by the end of the year. The pair were inspired after the birth of their daughter Nala, and then wanting to have safe products to use on hers. It's like a baby care skin range. It's pure, natural, and organic, and things like that. So, however, like lots of people have been sharing it and celebrating it, but one particular Instagram post platform shared it, and I can't remember the name.
It was made you think.
It was
Yeah.
Made You Think.
Yeah.
So, okay. So it was Made You Think, and the guy had a little bit of a moan, or the founders had a little bit of a moan, saying there were not many likes on the post, and stated that it was a post about, if it was a post about conflict and negativity, there would be more likes. However, subsequently, I think I've seen there's more likes on it now anyway. Right?
After he moaned about it, yeah.
After he moaned about it, by the way. So I just wanted to explore, celebrate to them. Well done, well done,
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing.
But
Yeah.
on that note, I was thinking, is it true? Was this, and then I was thinking, is it true? Was this actually about the platform being annoyed about not getting enough likes personally? Or in your personal world, have you ever thought that people prefer hearing about your losses than your wins?
Ooh.
This is just,
Ooh.
Okay.
I didn't know it was going to go there.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
I mean, in general, the thing is, okay, so that post, and I saw both of them on Made You Thinks, and I had already liked and commented on the Shade Borough, who put it out first,
Yeah, exactly.
and he did a repost. And if you're following both, you're probably going to have seen the Shade Borough first and then come. So I didn't like that.
Yeah, me too.
And then when he wrote the moan about it, I did do what lots of people
Did you do a pity like?
And I went back and I liked his
did a
post
pity
and
like.
put some fire emojis on there as well.
Hold off. You got
Yes.
chastised.
It was a pity like.
He done a pity like.
Yes, he got a pity like out of me. So well done for you for moaning, because yes, I also went back and liked it, and let's hope that your engagement went up. But there is something to what he was saying. If it was drama,
It would have been up.
more people would have been like, what's going on there? But isn't that with everything? Aren't we just like that as
Right.
humans?
But and just exploring that though, is that what's wrong with us?
Well, I think it's just conflict. Like, people are interested in conflict and drama.
But is
It's
that
it's a
okay?
form of entertainment. No, I'm not gonna say it's. I don't think it's okay or not okay. I think it just is. I
Yeah.
honestly do think it is,
Just
because like sometimes, yes, I want to see the drama. I want to see how this argument plays out.
Okay.
I want to see. I want to see who drops better bars than someone else. Like, yes, I want to see that. Do you know what I mean? But like, do I want people to destroy each other? No, not
Yeah.
really. Like, it's all kind of, I take it, and I understand. I'm a very privileged person. I'm older. Do you know what I mean? So I'm taking all with a bit of pinch of salt.
Yeah.
And like, sometimes it is like, obviously, we're real people in their lives and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So, and then you kind of have a bit of concern. But like, I can't lie. I was happy, but like, I have to be in the mood to like.
Yes.
I'm one of those people. I don't actually like everything at all. Do you know what I mean? And that's like, I know that, I don't know, like I don't just give out, like people just be giving out like. I've actually got to like something to like it, but that's just how I'm wired. Like, do you know what I mean? Or I have to see the post.
Yeah.
That's what people forget. Like, you don't always see the post, you know?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
It's true, because he might not, the algorithm might not have been showing the post until he started moaning about it, and then all of a sudden the algorithm changed. Yeah, so it might be that.
'Cause that's what that kind of what put me off about the rant. Because and then when I was thinking about it, it's like that's tied into, I don't even know you as a person, whether you're actually about the business of the likes or you really care about us celebrating our successes and as human beings. Where do your morals lie?
Very
So
true.
I can't gauge that from your rant. And so
Yes.
Very
that's
true. What are you
difficult.
more concerned
What are
about?
you
The
more
fact that
concerned
your
about?
platform didn't get likes,
That's my
Yes.
point.
or the post,
I
or
would-
what's
Good
behind
news.
it? Yeah,
I would say
exactly.
like,
Is it the
I think
news?
in terms, because I do follow that platform. I think they do. From what I see,
Fair enough.
I think they do celebrate. Like they try and celebrate like goodness as much as they
Yeah.
can. Do you know what I mean? But like obviously, like most of these types of platforms, they speckle in a bit of drama every
Yeah.
now and
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
But their audience is very. It's not my typical audience either. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Sometimes I can't look at the comments sometimes because it's just
It's a lot.
negativity.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I see him even. I think it's a guy, isn't
Yeah,
it? Like
it's a guy.
him fighting in the comments sometimes,
Yeah, he
trying to
does.
give us different points of view. But like, have I got time in that moment to take all of that in? No.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
I'm
there's
similar to you.
definitely that.
So I'm similar
Yeah.
to you about likes as well. I have to be in the mood. Like sometimes you're scrolling, and some of the mood is I might not even be in a good mood. Like, oh, I saw that. Later on, maybe a week, I might come back to like, oh my god, that's amazing. It is quite emotional as well. If you're really in the moment taking it seriously, like your like is precious. I think in this world of scrolling,
Likes don't
take a
come for
pause.
free.
But just you guys answer the question.
Oh, the
Yeah.
second part.
Yes.
What was the
what was
second
it
part of the
saying?
question?
I was thinking.
Is there, in your personal world, have you ever thought people are liking my losses better than my wins these times now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
100,000,000%, and that's not even a real thing. But absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, there have been some people out there that have been happy for me to fall. Happy, like
Oh, see, I
it's
don't
more
take
about
it that way.
It's more like actually really, oh, you're going through something. I want to hear. And then when you're going through good stuff, they're not really asking
Yes,
questions
Yeah.
about it.
I think it's
Yeah.
more
Yes.
that way than the celebratory.
Not celebrating your
You've
fail,
fallen.
yeah.
I haven't experienced that in my world at all.
Okay.
I can't even lie, not to my face that I've noticed. But there's definitely an interest in times when things are going bad, and when there's a celebratory, it's a bit like.
Well done, and that's it.
that's
That's
almost
nice.
that's
It's
kind of
that.
similar to me though.
It's that
similar to
tone.
me. If someone's only interested when shit's not doing well for you, if they're perking up and want to know, oh, it's not going well, like that's not, you don't want me to win then. Because
Oh,
why are
see,
you
I
only
don't read
perking
it
up?
like that.
You're
That's
only
the
perking
thing.
up when shit's bad.
But
When
then
I
also-
when I want to celebrate what's happening that's good, you are disinterested. That means you don't want me to win
There's
then.
that.
That's an assumption.
True.
Also,
It's a
I was
real
gonna say
assumption.
that-
It's a
us in
right
our
assumption.
Celebratory moments. There's things. There's also, do we talk about the celebratory wins enough for people to even have a conversation with you about it? Because normally it's like, this was great, and then do you follow up? And also in that, are you holding back because you don't want to be seen as showing off?
Yeah.
Because you don't like, and especially if people aren't necessarily in the same space, so you're like, yay, I've done really well.
No, I don't hold back because I'm I'm a show off, but self-proclaimed. More imposter syndrome than not not showing off, because when that's not taken over my mind, yes, I'll shout about everything I do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But like if I'm in that imposter syndrome mode where I don't think I'm,
Done enough.
yeah, do you know what I mean? Then I won't shout about it, kind of
Yeah.
thing. But like I definitely notice. I have noticed the pattern. It's mad, and I don't. It's mad because it's making me think, and it's just like certain people are popping up in my head, and they haven't been there, or they haven't been vocal in the good times. They're quiet.
Yeah.
They're quiet.
And also, there's another thing. As humans, is it that there's another way of, I'm showing up for you in your times of need because I want to be there for you. And when you're winning, you're like, you don't need me at that point. And it might not be as literal as that, but it might be like, you're happy now, so I can see you're happy. We're all good. But when there's also a thing like, when I was in my lowest point, some people feel that people aren't around. And sometimes you challenge people more. you're not there for me when I was in my lowest point. So people are like, okay, I'm going to show up with you more. So I'm going to check in on you more and make sure I'm giving you an ear to listen to your problems when you're in that mode. Because when you're happy, you don't necessarily need me. Is there any of that?
I feel like it's a bit more that. I feel like that everybody has their dark
People
sides.
think like that. Sorry.
Everybody has their dark sides. And when people are going through things, your dark side can perk up and be seen. And so it's a magnet. So it's like you're in a negative space. You're literally like, shit's going wrong for me. I may not have told you shit's going wrong for me, but we can bond on that because shit's going wrong for me. And then we can talk. So there's like a gravity there, like we're in each other's dark spaces and we can really show up for each other and be a support. When things are going well, that doesn't mean I don't want things to go well for you, but it may not be going well for me. I can't show up for you in the same way because resonance, I'm not there.
Okay.
I get
and
that.
that takes a lot for somebody to be there for someone when they're not feeling good.
Fair.
And show up for them.
I get
it's
that.
vibrational.
But
It's very
how you
hard.
phrase that question, I didn't get it from that.
Yeah, you got
That
totally,
question,
yeah.
how you phrased it, I understand.
I feel told off.
No, I understand what you're saying because sometimes it is difficult. If you're going through certain situations, it is difficult to be on for your friend and be
Yeah.
happy. It is, or whoever it is in your life. I get that. But the way that you phrased that question, it was more of a, to me, this is how I interpreted it. Have you noticed that there have been people in your lives that only want to be around you when you're going through shit?
Yeah.
That's different to someone's going through something at this particular time. That to me is like someone only wants to hear about negative things happen in your life. That's
Sometimes
how
because negative is going on in their
But
life.
constantly,
And it's not
forever in their life.
Yeah,
There's some people that just-
because
That's what
they're
I mean.
always
Yeah.
there.
That's
You
what-
can
that's
separate
what I'm
people that
talking
are just
about.
like, they're just not for you as people.
But
innit?
that's
Yeah,
where
but
my head
that's
went
a
with
different
that.
strand.
I
My
think
head
you'd be
went with that.
surprised how many people are like that though. Well, it depends on your circles and stuff, but it's surprising to me. And I do think that it's interesting because I get like, I would, if I'm going through something and something good is happening for someone, I absolutely want to know. Do you know what I mean? I
How
want
it's
to be
going.
involved
Yeah.
because I will feed off kind of like that energy in a way, not in a negative sense, but just like because I want.
Build you up as well.
Yeah, do you know what I
Yes,
mean? Because
yeah.
it's like,
Space.
okay, there's light, there's hope, there's joy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, especially if you're in a deep like
Dark place.
place, but I do think that sometimes, and I think this is like, I think if you kind of, and I do think I fit into this, that strong trope, like that people don't understand that just because I'm a strong person and I can show up for people doesn't mean I don't need anyone to show up for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I still need people to check in for me, whether I'm doing good or not, or in between.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think
it's
definitely
like,
when I was going
it's
through-
annoying.
Yeah, definitely what recently I was going through, and I was thinking, so how do we do these moments of joy and high and lows? Because with this recently being found not guilty of common assault, and I put a post out about, the Evening Standard article that really broke me or really upset me, I still had to carry on with my day to day. And I wasn't like on the phone to you guys saying, oh my God, I'm feeling it today. Times when I felt like just in tears or emotional, because you've got to keep carrying on. So sometimes that thing about being strong, happy, people don't necessarily know what's going on inside, and it is hard for the people outside to actually know which point to check in because you're presenting okay.
But-
and it's very difficult.
But
I feel like you have to
That's why-
just check in
Yeah, no, I
anyway.
get it.
But that's where I was going to come to.
Yeah.
It's about having people in your life that will check in at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
It
you've
is
got
that.
someone that only checks in for your highs, that's just as damaging
Right.
as someone that only
Yeah.
checks in
Yeah.
for your lows.
Exactly.
I had that too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I had that too. Just again for this is very silly, possibly, but there's moments when, especially in this space that we're in, where our presence is rising. So me and the British Blacklist doing things and having access to certain spaces. Just I think I've talked about it before. Just on Instagram, someone liking something, you don't show up in any other time, but this particular thing. And we spoke about algorithms and things
Right.
like that. But with this context, it's like you're only in showing support because you think I'm in some shiny space, and possibly you might get to ride my coattails for your benefit. And it is that, as you said, the feeling and the vibes of like, I'm resonating with this, but think about how it affects me and how I can do better for myself or whatever.
I
It
think
was
most
interesting.
people aren't even cognizant of how they're feeling. So I'm always very aware of, we put so much on, they know what they're doing. And I think most people haven't got a clue.
Yeah.
They're just bumbling through their day. And we're also assuming they know. And it's like, probably not. They're just like, that doesn't, I'm not feeling to connect with that person now. They haven't even assessed why. It's just, that's how they're feeling. We kind of give people too much leeway. I don't feel, and when you start probing people on their emotions, how do you feel? Most people are a bit like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
And that's pandemic. People aren't even am I even
Okay.
remotely happy or
Yeah.
even sad? It's like they're numb. So I can't
The
take
numb
it
feeling,
too
yeah.
personal when people resonate with a low day that I'm having and they're all there. Should I come round? And it's like, I get it. I get you're feeling shit too. You know, maybe let's feel shit together today.
Misery
also-
loves
Let's feel shit
company.
together, but let's feel happy together as well. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just wary of
Sometimes you gotta
anyone
find
that
those
only
folks.
shows up
Yeah.
for these positions.
Yeah.
I'm just
It's
wary of
trying
those
to get the
people.
polls in it.
Yeah.
But it's, as you were saying, because I was so very aware when I had that light bulb moment of really celebrating people's wins can lift you.
Yeah.
And actually trying to seek people out that are winning. To be like, let's do this. I may be feeling absolute shit, losing absolutely everything, but I know that your frequency is going to help me and we can have fun together.
In that-
those people are few and far between.
Yes.
actually.
Yeah,
Also
yeah.
in that, it's
Yeah,
the person
that's true.
having that person come to them, not feeling like you're only coming to me in this moment.
Because you
It's
get-
a
Yeah,
moment
it has to
you
be
have feel
authentic,
it. Yeah.
right? Do you know what I
Authentic.
mean? Like,
And be honest with it, like, bro,
Yeah.
not in a great space. I'm looking at you, you're doing things great. How can we vibe? And it's just being honest about that. And the person might not receive it well, but it's being honest.
And that's
Yeah.
it. Because I get it. You kind of have to be wary as well. There are literally vampires.
I do think I'm not too sure about how if people not knowing how they feel. I just think they're not very honest about how they feel, and that we're socially conditioned not to be honest. So it's just
Same.
like, and also as well, the other thing that I see a lot is just like when you are honest about how you feel, people don't know how to take it. Do you know what I mean? So they ignore rather than deal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's just like that is. I just think this is across the board.
And
it
then
just needs to
sometimes
be
that forces you to be less honest.
right.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
And
Like,
it's
you just have
being
to,
quiet. Don't talk.
like, how do you get past that? Do you know what I mean? If you're the person that's showing up and saying, "This is how I am today," do you know what I mean? This is what's going on for me, and then you don't get a response. That can also be damaging too.
It's finding
like,
a tribe.
do you know
I
what I
think
mean?
that's
Yeah.
what Farah said. You're finding
Yeah.
a tribe, like having people. It's the 360. There's people that check in, and then there's people that who are they in your day life, in your night
Yeah.
life, in your personal life, in your love life, in your friend life, in your outing life. Who are these people? 360 are making those decisions.
Finding where they
Tribe.
are. And I guess it's that chart, isn't it? That friendship chart. Like, just where are they in your circles of circumference? Like, how close? What's their access? That's all hard. But in schools at the moment where they do the feelings charts, I actually think sometimes as adults you kind of need to
You do?
bring that in. Like,
Yeah.
what's the feeling chart? Like, to actually be able to spot it. So loads of people don't know. There's
Literally.
so many. There's a range of feelings. And we don't even have the vocabulary.
And sometimes
now we're
time.
stealing vocabulary at this moment.
Time, because sometimes it's like I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm a bit pissed. It's
Are you sad, Mike?
and as you said, like you start to condense your feelings. You're like, I'm right, and I'm
Yeah.
alright. Is
But
such,
and also, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
That's something that you say all the time. It's just like, what does that even
I'm
mean?
fine
Yeah.
is literally like bobbing.
yeah,
Yeah.
You're just coasting. There's a whole load of shit happening underneath. You're
I can't
surviving.
talk right now. That's what I'm funny.
Yeah, I don't. I can't go into the sea
Yeah.
to pull out all of
Yeah.
the things. I'm
Yeah.
fine sailing.
But it is finding that, as you said, how do we get there where I can actually say, I'm not okay today, and the person that is hearing it is not going to be like, bro, I just want to, I want to,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I've only got 5 minutes.
Do you know what I mean? This is the thing.
Literally, because you
And
know
even
what, I'm
having
not
the
fine either.
tools,
I'm not actually
like,
fine.
yeah.
All right, guys.
Aunties know best. Aunties know best. Aunties know best.
Every episode, believe me. Every episode.
Oh, see?
What's wrong?
Okay.
Pardon?
She's just sharing our pain, that's all.
So, a TikTok post from somebody called Gabriel Sion. Like the whole discussion is, when men say women are intimidating, what does that actually mean? He made a few points to explore in this video what it actually means when men say women are aggressive. He says a successful person is aggressive, decisive, opinionated, and the opposite of agreeable, which most men want, agreeable women. He also went on to say, he told a story of when he was going out with this chick, and he said a couple of times, him and his chick going out with bunches of mandem, spending about £300 on a date. He was like, one time he said to his babes, like, listen, babes, this is too much. We can't keep spending £300. She said, I'm a pay babe, I can do this. But he said in the moment, when it came down to paying in front of his dudes, he felt some type of way. He actually said, I wanted to shake her. A bit violent.
Oh,
but,
okay. Flag!
Avoid him. But he said he felt some type of way when it came down to the moment, because behind closed doors he agreed. In front of his brethren, he's like, nah, babe, you can't do that. And he also asked about the attitude. He said there's an attitude that successful women have that men can't deal with. He also spoke about a friend who paused in approaching a table of women who were popping bottles, and the guy was like, no, I can't go over there. And he was like, why? He goes, they're popping bottles. What can I do for them? So the guy felt intimidated and stuff like that. So the whole thing is, the conversation is, what do men mean by, am I going on?
No, we're shaking our head at what you're doing. It's not you. No, it's shaking our head at all these points you're making.
Yeah.
There's so much.
So the whole thing is, men want to know, or we want to know, what does it mean when men say women are intimidating?
Are you asking us?
Yeah.
I guess it's
okay.
This is the point that he put out there. And I think it is an
So wait, let me just get this right.
let's go.
So his brethren was intimidated by a bunch of women who were popping bottles.
Yeah.
But his brethren would probably also not like women that are going up to his table asking him
Thank
to
you for a
pop
drink.
bottles, right?
Possibly. No, but maybe
that would be more normal.
That would be normal for him.
Yeah.
He wouldn't mind that. He expects girls to be like, can I have a drink, please?
So it's intimidating to him when someone can look after themselves. That's intimidating.
Yeah. But the thing is, jokes aside, it's this new foray into successful women that are having men in a tizzy, not coping with the fact that there are successful women. And and I think for men, what do you actually mean when you say we're intimidating? What does that mean? What is an intimidating woman?
How can we answer that question?
It's true.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Because this is their perception.
It's true.
Which, to be fair, okay, I understand the
Subscribe.
exploration. I don't
want
care
to.
for
Yeah.
his points and his viewpoints. I don't care for it. But like, I just think it's just very tiresome. This is not
Yeah,
new
so
either.
tiring.
This is just very tiring. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's just like, they have a lot of work to do. Men like this have a lot of work to do in terms of seeing how women have changed, and if the women that they desire are, you know, somewhat independent, somewhat financially free, do you know what I mean? Maybe they need to adjust their taste. If they want a woman that's agreeable, you're putting agreeable and you know, these other things in the same, trying to force them in the same category.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't belong in the same category. Do you know what I mean? And you need to come to those terms.
I think
and
that's what
adjust
he's
your-
saying, isn't it? He's saying that
It's kind of exploring it.
success and being agreeable are not together.
But also, I
Like,
wanted
they
to-
are opposites.
I wanted to kind of
I
explore
think
whether,
so.
but also, do you have to be aggressive, decisive, and opinionated to be successful?
But
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
those
you
are the
do.
Yeah. You do.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Yes.
But aggressive in what? Because I think there's so much like every day. To me, it gave me shoulder pads, briefcase, slammed down on the desk. It's just
No,
not
you
necessarily
could
that.
also do it in
No.
dungarees.
You don't
You can do it in
But
yeah, but
I'm
you-
absolutely aggressive.
Yeah,
Very
and
much so,
so
and I'm
am
very
I.
competitive. Yeah, but you don't have to
in
do
your
it with a.
relationship. You're married.
No, but
business.
aggression is always looked at as this super negative thing.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Sometimes,
Especially in women.
Thank you.
Sorry.
But that's what I mean. I think.
But you don't have to take it home.
Yeah.
But I'm talking
Yeah.
about success. You know what? Actually, I'm going to contradict myself. Absolutely, I am still the same in my marriage. I am vehemently passionate to stay married. I'm aggressive with it. I'm competitive with it. It's at the forefront of what I do.
So I think
So it's
that's
the same thing.
but I
Any
think-
success has
yeah.
that.
But
Yeah.
but it's the type of man that you're with that's okay with that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if Nana was an agreeable, docile person, she probably wouldn't be with him.
You wouldn't be with
Do you
him.
know what I mean?
No, he would
wouldn't-
have
that's not what
gone
he
about
wouldn't
his
want that,
business.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
That's why
these
you're
men
matched.
want to take what they desire the successful forgetfulness, but they want to change them. They don't want, when they get them, they want to change them and make them into a suppressive. I don't even put them in a bird cage. I just don't know what it is. Like seriously, it's so annoying. Just go in your lane. Like seriously,
it's find
But
that girl.
I think that's a sorry, because when I was like it annoyed me when it was like aggression. I mean, success means these things, and so I rebelled against what they are, like aggression and passion and all that stuff. Because I'm like, that doesn't have to come into the relationship in that way. But I get it. I just, because I think they're like I said.
But then also as well, sorry to cut you, but like if that doesn't come into your relationship, are you being your full person? Are you being your full self?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? If you have to what's that? Compartmentalize. Put in a box.
Compartmentalize.
That's it. Yeah. If you have to do that,
That's what I was like. Compartmentalize.
right. If you have to do that with your personality in your relationship,
It's
you're
not
not
true.
you're not coming in your full self.
Yes.
But I also want them to like. Aggression doesn't have to be like violence.
You're
Do you know what I'm saying?
fixated
Yeah, but that's what we said.
I
Yeah.
think it's something in there that.
But you
it's
can. But
annoying
you
me
have to be.
because-
You have to be in. If you were in business, that's all I can talk about.
Yeah.
Really, you have to be assertive. You have to be confident. You have to be, definitely decisive. These are all aggressive traits. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to work under pressure.
Like,
You have to be
violence is a part
commanding.
of aggression.
Yeah.
But there are loads of things.
There's
just
so
think
many
of it like
things,
a
like-
force. It
Yes.
has to push you. So
But
you
like,
have to be
when you have
aggressive.
when you
Why
have
is that
those
seen
personally,
as a negative.
That's
That's
my-
the thing.
that's what I'm fighting
Yeah,
against.
do you know what I mean?
Because when you do those charts of like where you are in business, when you do those personality traits of where you are in business, like aggression is up here,
Yeah.
but violence is down here.
Yeah.
It's not the same
It's not the
thing.
thing.
I think it's like getting to the
What
point where
I
we can
also
get-
fight
understand
against
that.
is when men try to just put women into these little pockets, like you can't be anything other.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you're successful, that means that you can't be in a relationship where you're.
not the point. Yeah,
it's
that's
just
it.
like
Sorry,
I just don't like those things. That I fight against that. But I absolutely agree with you. The woman that you want is not the woman that you're actually going out and chasing.
Right.
Yes.
So like, just
want to just change
change
everybody
it up,
else.
and you'll be happy.
And when we talk about, when they say the woman always wants to change us, it's a problem.
Rather than you going and trying to chat to the women who's popping bottles, look at the women who are at your table, who are asking you to pop the bottles. Chat to them,
and,
innit?
and
That's your girl.
respect them, because that is what you want.
Yeah,
Respect
and when they're
them.
telling you pay for everything and get my Uber, when they're telling you that, respect it, innit? Because you
Don't
want
worry.
it.
Like
That's
those
what you
things.
want. You don't like the chick that's going to be like, I'm going to meet you there because I've got my own car. You don't like it. You like the one that's begging you for things. So just own it and accept it and be all right.
This is a thing. I was watching. Margs was talking.
I was watching that. That's why I
Do
put
you
that in.
think? Yeah, Margs was talking about a girl contacting him and being like, "What you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just in." She's like, "Oh, I want to come and see you." He's like, "All right, yeah, come round." She's like, "Oh, so you're gonna sort out my Uber?" He's like, "No,"
Yeah,
but he will absolutely talk about gold diggers.
yeah.
Okay.
I thought that
And-
was
and-
Taser. Or
No,
maybe-
it was Taser and Margs, because Taser
But
was
Margs
like
had the
'cause-
story
'cause
of
Taser
this
was saying
happened.
Oh,
if you
okay.
say that to a chick, you know you're probably not going to get no pom pom in it. Like, and Margs was like, but I'm not going to pay for Uber. But then I think Alani or one of those lot was saying that there are certain gal who you are going to pay for her Uber though.
Yeah, there are.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. 'Cause, it's just the
all
levels.
about-
Don't act like you're never going
Yeah.
to do them
Yeah.
things. You are,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah.
You will pay. You will pay for yourself to go and get her and go back to your. You
Yeah.
will do all of that, and you
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
have.
Also, sorry,
Go on.
no, Madam Joyce, did you see her one with Victor?
Oh,
Where they were
yeah.
talking about the dates and how much for a first date, how much budget you should have.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Victor's like about 150. She was like £300.
See, I thought 150 was fair,
I thought 150 was
150 is fair.
That's more than.
but she's like,
150, that's
no,
fair.
300, 150 each.
No, I don't have
For
to.
one, I don't know.
Where you're going?
Well, if you're
Well,
going
for a
like
first date,
Novikov
or
or
Hakkasan or
But a
somewhere like
first
that.
date,
you
are
know
we
what I
doing
mean?
that?
Yeah.
On a, like, if I'm
not
a
a
guy,
first date.
dramatic.
I think that's a
No.
lot for a
think that's
first.
dramatic.
and a guy should pay.
No, I'm not.
I mean, I'm still
Yeah.
not. You know me. I'm very much like, here's my card. Let's split.
It should be
this.
50.
Oh,
That's just-
serious?
no, but
Oh,
that's
no.
just me. But
Yeah,
you know, if
yeah.
a guy is then like, "No, it's okay, I'll pay," then cool, innit? But
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm just. With me, I'm just not expecting shit in it.
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
think in my head, I just never expect nothing, and I don't want you to turn around and tell me that I'm this expectant
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
I
So-
generally think you should always be able to cover yourself.
Yeah, have your Vex money.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, have your Vex money.
You know?
So
But to be expecting a date for 300, people were
First
saying
date.
like
First date.
maybe
You don't even know if you're
because
gonna see
she's
this
gone up
person
in her
again.
pay
Yeah.
pack.
Could be a
No,
shit
that's not
date.
it. It's
like-
everyone's on research at
That's
that point.
that's
It's
nice.
Research, it's a research tool.
That's
so
nice.
not-
I think it's a lot. I think it's a
so.
lot. I think like you could do drinks as a first date. You don't
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
do full food,
Yeah.
food or
Yeah.
whatever, and you can still go somewhere nice and not spend £300.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But if he's
Agreed.
balling, cool. Do you know what I mean? But not average guy.
Not average guy,
Nah.
no.
I don't even think even if he's got money, I think that would be really stupid. But even if you have money
Frivolous.
and
Free
you are
bills.
going
Oh,
on
no,
a
it depends how
first
much money you
date
got,
with
man.
somebody, that you're going to spend £300. How many first
That's
dates
like
are
rent
you going to
money,
go
innit?
on?
You know what? It's like, again, it's a conversation. Where you going? He's taking you somewhere, and he's chosen to take you to some 12-star restaurant or whatever, and you know the drink's going to be £50 a pop. Then it is what it is, isn't it? You're going to drink and be comfortable. And he's
No,
doing
she's
that.
saying she expects this.
No.
It's a word.
That was an
expect.
expectation.
I
just
don't
don't
think
like
she was joking,
expect.
but at the same time, it
But
was
there are
like-
girls.
Yeah.
There are girls that
There are.
are like
Yeah.
where you.
But it's, I think it's unrealistic.
And those are the girls that this man in the previous scene needs to go and chase.
Yeah.
Go and chase them, gal.
Like, just talking about aggression and initiative and women taking control. There's Black Twitter threads on Instagram shared a funny thread about the different ways people initiated sex. So, aunties, how do you initiate sex? Are you scared?
I
or
don't at the
insecure?
moment.
In your days of banging,
When was that?
Were you scared or insecure about initiating sex? Do you think men should always initiate sex? Have you ever initiated sex and been rejected?
Wow. All that.
First of all,
been
how do you initiate sex?
I think it depends
You
on the
don't go
person
like-
that you're with. There's all like, you know.
No, you just like start stuff, don't you?
I mean, you've been married for like 20,000 years, so you might just start stuff.
That's why I'm like, how would it be?
Roll over, like,
How would it be weird to initiate
Roll
sex? I
over.
could see asking somebody out and that rejection level. But if you're seeing somebody, what is the initiating
No,
sex?
I get what you mean.
people were
No,
like-
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Like how? What?
Like, so if you're just chilling, you know,
Yes.
like you know what's on the cards, but you're still just chilling.
Still like,
Maybe
yeah.
you're just watching a Netflix.
Okay, so
But
you're
like,
still
who-
just dating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I think no. Look,
Or
I think
hooking up
There's
or
stages
whatever.
relationship because when a relationship can get a bit blur,
Stagnant,
How
yeah.
do you then initiate sex? There's that. There are real conversations
Okay.
about that. There is in the dating stages. We're both
There is
feeling
when you're
it.
not
I think
really,
in
when
a-
you're seeing something, you're not
what the
sure,
other person's thinking.
you know.
Like, and
That's the part where I'm seeing more where you'd have to be thinking, how am I going
yeah,
to
but I think
initiate
stale
this?
relationships can have that problem too.
stay.
Yeah, they
I
can.
guess
One-sided.
There's
You've got-
more ways
But in-
to
in
learn
a
how to do that in a relationship
That's a discussion,
than
yeah.
when you're not even dating yet. I think that's more common where a woman would be like, how do I put myself out there to be like, I'm actually on you in those stages.
Okay.
That's the I'm talking about. That's the angle
That you
that I would go at. Like,
Okay.
actually, that type of does he like me like that?
Mm.
And how do I make him see me like I like him?
Oh.
Because it hasn't been established.
But it
yet.
could be, it could be,
Like,
it could,
part
yeah,
initiates
it could be
Yeah.
like you've already had sex with this
Yeah, and it's
person,
just like initiating
and
sex.
yeah.
So then you just initiate sex.
No, okay. She needs to be quiet. This is a married woman.
What would I do?
Yeah.
Oh, I would just
She
go
just-
down and start doing head.
Russell,
would-
don't ever ask for nudes again, yeah, because you're getting a thing.
No,
you're
you
not. You're
need
getting,
to
yeah,
Because if
you're
your
liar.
girls are
Lies, you
ready
tell.
to go, she
Lies.
should be sending nudes.
But wouldn't most people just do something?
Can we cut? No, part of the chat, please.
Like, no, yeah, she's not included.
No,
You're
because I
really
like it.
no,
But you would just start something, innit?
No, but the
You're
thing is,
really. Let's let the grown ups.
No. I hear what she's saying because if I'm hooking up with a guy and it's on like we know what
Yeah.
it is,
Exactly.
yeah, that's starting from the door. When you open
Yeah.
the door, it
Just
starts.
know
But
like,
that's why I'm saying
Do you know
that
what I mean?
it depends, because there's
Yeah.
been guys that I've done things with, and literally I'll meet at the door and I've got like no clothes on, or I've or I've got
Just ready
something
to go,
sexy on,
something
or
sexy.
just
Yeah.
ready to go. And then there's other guys that I've been seeing, and it's like we'll be sitting down and it's like,
Yeah, so you don't know where.
and then literally during the course of the day we'll get a little bit closer, like
Like, yeah,
like you know, like
like a
oh, and my
kinda
legs, mate. But it gets
silly-
it gets
Okay.
But I'm telling you,
You start
you know what I
touching
can't
them like that.
stand, yeah?
Oh.
Back in the day, I could. You know when guys are like, "Come here," I'll be like, "No."
Oh no.
Like you,
No.
no,
And then they
you,
go over.
you would literally,
Like that.
you would have to come to me. Like it's not happening, bro.
You're not going.
If you
so you're
want
not
it to
even just gonna go and snuggle up.
You've made it awkward. You've made it
Yeah,
so
you see,
awkward
no,
now.
that
Do you know what I
part.
mean?
I hate
And I don't
that.
like this whole like I have to come to you for me.
It's like,
no,
come.
no, no.
It's not even like I just don't like, you know, that awkwardness where it's like,
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I don't like that.
I've been in a situation where it's just always been one way. Like sitting there, and it's like, you know why we're here? Can you do something different in it?
Yeah.
So it's like,
and now it's nighttime.
so I gotta go, or you know what I mean? We got work in the morning. Come on, like it,
Yeah, no, you know
No, you
what?
gotta explain
no,
this more.
no, I know what she means. I used to see a guy, and it was always like, just before I'm leaving, that's when you want to put it on me. It's like, why?
Yeah.
I've been here all night. Let's just do the thing, innit? Let's
Yeah,
just get
and
to
then
get.
sometimes-
Hang on, so all evening
You're just there watching TV, catching jokes. Yeah,
and
it's just-
nothing is. And so
nothing's
you're like,
running.
okay, I've got to leave in like
I've
about an
driven
hour.
to your yard.
So you guys are doing.
So you're
doing
doing
that friendship.
nothing.
No, we're doing,
Yeah.
we're doing brethren.
I enjoy your company.
And then when you need to leave soon,
We're doing
Then they're like,
brethren,
oh,
and
then
then
he's
it's like,
like,
oh
oh,
shit,
yeah.
yeah. I've had that.
Yeah.
I have had that.
And also,
cracking up.
sometimes it's like it could be again. It's like communication. Communicate your love language, you know. Because someone's like, I actually like when the person puts it on, and then the person's like, I like when you put it on. There's no communication, and it's like one side, and no, we didn't communicate. So I think I've been in that space.
I'm
so
laughing.
would you be
because-
sitting on a sofa like this?
Yeah.
Like no, that far apart.
No, not that far
There's been
apart.
times
I don't think
just
I've.
sitting there, and it's like.
You gradually get closer.
No, not even that. Sometimes it's like, and also it's about initiating sex and how, because sometimes it could. And again, I'm sorry, Shadi, your mic's. I'm like, you know, the boring.
Have you ever had a guy say to you, "You're like the dude"? I'm like,
Not actually verbalise it.
Well, because you're always the one that's like, okay, can we do it?
It's not always me. I've never said, okay, can we do it?
So what do you
I've never had to
do?
that.
I can't lie.
I'm trying
I
to
can't lie. I've had a guy been like to me, "Wow, you're like the dude, innit?" We both know what we're here for.
But there's not
I think
verbalised.
they like why is there the waiting?
Because it's
Because I think maybe because it's not your man. You see, like when you're in a relationship, and let's
Okay.
say you're going through the stages where it's stagnant and you're going through problems like that, yeah. If it's not your man, yeah, sometimes there is a little bit of that awkwardness, unless it's like someone you just both have this instant thing. And I've had that too, where it's like we said, when you meet me at the door and I've got
Yeah,
no
you're
clothes.
ready.
Yeah, you're just ready.
Yeah.
It just depends,
So
isn't
then
it?
how do you maneuver it if you actually do want to have sex with the person?
It's
like you're like, I've come round
I
for
can't
sex.
lie. That's very difficult. I think that's very difficult. I would obviously prefer they move to me. I would absolutely
Power
prefer
play.
that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I'm trying to think. There's not many scenarios that I can really think of.
Could you like wait all night and then you've got to go and then be like, okay, bye?
No, that's
At
never
some
happened.
point,
because I've
you would
come
kick
now.
into, nah,
That's-
I've come here for something.
I've come to come.
I'm leaving
No,
with something.
That's never happened. I don't know.
I'm from around the way.
I will go home. Like I'm not. Yeah, I'm going
now, bye.
home.
It's not happening.
I'm
bye.
going.
Oh, no, so you would
all
go
this
home?
time.
Yeah, we'll go.
All makeup and dress and everything.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it. Yeah,
mad. I'm going
it's never
home.
got to the point where.
Serious.
Like you literally read it wrong, then you're just gonna go.
Yeah, I haven't had that.
It's not had
No.
that.
Oh, see, that's what I'm asking. Yeah,
No,
so you
no,
just
no.
be like, no, I'm not going to put it on you. I'm going.
But I think you start doing.
The thing is,
You start sending out signals, innit? You do.
Like you're
Look,
going
I-
lean on them, like something.
Just little things. I can't. It's so weird.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine not
doing.
They
something.
There's
need
just
to
little
initiate.
things, yeah.
But also
I think they need to initiate.
So
I think
you could go home if they were like, she needs to initiate. You
If
could
she-
then leave.
Unspoken.
Yeah. So you'll go home then.
I don't mind initiating, but it's being
to be comfortable.
comfortable.
In the space of, am I okay in this space to be the one to initiate? Because it is the insecurity of what's the nature of the relationship.
Yes.
I think that's what gets people tripped up, and especially with women as well. We're conditioned, controlled. Like, don't act like you love sex. So then sometimes if
Are you
acting-
dude?
But that's what I'm saying. You're the dude. If like that's actually disrespectful because I'm initiating sex. You're calling me a man. What the fuck? I'm actually here. Why are we here?
Yeah.
So that kind of
And you don't want to
connotation-
say why we here.
yeah, like it's kind of nonsense, but there is an element of like, how do you? Someone might be like, how do you initiate sex? It's a real
Yeah,
thing.
it's
I'm proper
comfortability.
thinking.
I really do
It's
think it's
comfortability.
how comfortable
'Cause
you are with the person.
person I'm seeing, kind of, I can I know the long breadth of years that we've been on and off. There are times when I've literally sat there and like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not in a comfortable kind of control of what this is, what we're doing. So I'm going to sit here and have him. And then also I've been in relationships where we both got complacent. So even the whole kind of, this is the vibe of in a relationship where you've lost the spontaneity, you lost the spark, and it's just rolling over on top of each other type of thing. Not that dead, but in that type of thing. Like, I actually want you to change it up. Meet me at the door.
Do something.
Twerk in the driveway. You know? But it's also
jump in the shower.
Initiating sex when the relationship's got a bit stale. Like, come on, what can we do?
That's what I'm saying. Like, when you're in a relationship, though, I feel like it. Like. As soon as you go to bed, aren't you having sex?
Yeah,
like, I'm just
not all the time.
Not all the time.
I mean, like, in my experience, I can't. There's not many times it's
but
not
also
happening.
There could be that thing like you're in, like, even down to like you're in your relationship, routine. We're in bed. Okay, you're gonna touch my bum. I'm gonna touch your thigh, or we're gonna like what? Even
but that's when I was saying it's that it gets to that boring part where it's like, and now it's night time where you only ever have sex in your bed at night. Like,
like the first 5 years is probably way more like a new relationship.
Yeah.
Every so often you'll get like a new spark of, oh my God, I love you so much type of, and after then, especially when kids come, the rhythm is looser. It just
you
changes.
get in quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, it changes. Or they may be away and then you'll just do it loads and then you won't. And then you'll do it. It's just, it changes. But that going to bed, for one, you got to be going to bed at the same time. That may not happen every week even. It's like there's so many different things in the rhythm of life where it's very easy to not have sex.
I
that
think so.
you then need to
you need to make sure that you're coming back together, isn't it?
Yeah. And then you'll find that you need that anyway because you'll start bickering. And that's literally just sexual energy. Like, you just need to have
what
sex.
about in the shower and stuff? Like, did you hear me say opportunity? Okay, so I'm just thinking.
I'm thinking of the initiating because I think that was very interesting. Like, just listening to you guys and it kept on going to, I don't know. And it's like, okay, that must be weird for men. Like, just if women are really like, I just don't know. And that tension of, are they going to do it? Are you not? They're going to read all of that as well.
We're so conditioned as well in general in life for men to lead.
No, but don't you like say it up? Like, so like, are you not texting through the day and stuff?
It depends on the thing, because like speaking about one experience, we know what it is. Come over, and it's not a question that we don't know that the sex is going to happen. It's like it's the twiddling of the thumbs to kind of who's going to be first to make it clear, but also, especially when you're not in a secure situation, it's like, I need you to make it clear that you want to fuck me, even though we know we're going to fuck.
Yeah.
But you got to make it clear, so you better do something.
What is that, a desire thing? Like, to show that...
I think there's two different. There's two. It's like I was saying about when you're doing brethren. When you're having that experience, that's when it gets complicated, isn't it? When it's literally like, there are guys that it's literally like we're just banging, isn't it? Like,
so you know,
and it is the setup. It is I can't wait for you to cut. It is that. And then there's other guys. Oh, you're gonna come round. Oh yeah, like what are we gonna watch? Oh, what's on TV? There's that. So it's two different things, isn't it? So in that weird kind of space, you might feel a bit like, I don't know how it's going to go down.
Okay, right. Okay. Sorry, because I'm just even getting my head. So I think that stuff is reserved for boyfriend. I don't think I've done that. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like brethren stuff.
Okay.
That's boyfriends.
It's not necessarily that is my brethren, but it's like you're doing brethren stuff.
Yeah, that in
that's what I'm
between
saying. But I don't think I really do that.
Fine.
Right.
So that's
there's
then
casual
if it's
sex, there's explorative sex, and
there's
boyfriend and girlfriend sex.
The boyfriend
There's
experience.
stages.
the boyfriend experience. I don't give the boyfriend experience
To a friend or that muddy.
Not to a fuck buddy. Nah, your fuck buddy.
No, but that's
and
not
that's
even that,
it.
because even in the fuck buddy space,
I've had fuck buddies that
and
have
it's
had
just
the
like
boyfriend
this is-
experience.
This is what I'm saying.
It's an interim type of
that's what I'm saying.
thing.
Yeah.
Because that's when it gets
Because it
muddy.
can get messy.
It gets
But I also
messy.
don't wanna
Right,
remove-
do you know what I
I don't
mean?
want to remove the fact that you can be in a relationship and initiating sex can become a problem.
Yes.
And then that's how your relationship can break
but that's
down
what I'm
as well.
saying. I think there's like what you're saying, like the going down, the touching, like, do you know what I mean? I feel like maybe that's why I'm
confidence
probably
as well.
more secure in that, and then I wouldn't mind doing the I remember this, obviously you can't do this now.
What did you do? Wake a man up?
No, the
Oh.
opposite. I told
I think that's
him,
okay.
if I'm asleep, just go for it. I'll wake up. Obviously, I'm not saying
No,
do
no,
that.
no, but you know
it was
what's
consensual.
Do you know what's
It was
funny?
consensual.
It's consensual because, like,
That's
no, I
actually
get
okay.
that.
Yeah,
It's not.
that's consensual.
I
But
think
like, do you know what I
if
mean?
it's
Like, it's
consensual,
just like,
if it's already been
Yeah.
said, if it's already been said and it's consensual, because like
Yeah.
Nana said, like that waking someone up, like touching them or something.
Yeah.
I like that shit. Like,
Yeah.
that's
No,
not a
that's
bad way
not
to
a bad
wake up,
thing.
innit?
But it does need to be in the confines of a relationship.
Yes.
And generally don't do it if you've had an argument because they may not be in that space.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah,
get
You
the
know,
fuck
just,
off me.
yeah.
Them ones where you go sleep.
Yeah.
Get off me.
It's like, do it wisely, but definitely, yeah.
Alright, it's
It's an interesting one, actually.
It is. I like that one. That was good.
Well, all right. This is an Am I the Arsehole?
Yes.
Okay, pick one. Am I the
Always.
arsehole for
I
not
know.
childproofing my home against teenagers? Am I the
Teenagers?
arsehole for embarrassing my sister's friend at dinner?
Huh?
What? Just
Am I the...
Oh, sorry.
Giving you your choice.
No, I know,
Too
but
much
I was
choice.
like baffled by them both.
Am I the arsehole for not childproofing my home against teenagers? No.
I want to understand this.
Yeah, because how can you...
Childproofing my home.
Oh, thank you, because I was like teenagers.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
In
bad.
my
It does
head,
read like-
I went to like, you know, like,
Yeah,
locks
like,
on
why
the-
don't you
like baby proofing. That's
Yeah.
it's like,
So
what?
my bad. That my time again. Or am I the arsehole for embarrassing my sister's friend at dinner?
I think let's try and do both.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
What time we got the space still there?
Whenever we want at this point.
Yeah.
Whatever you like.
Okay, cool. So this is the childproofing the home. I like edibles, but I have kids, so I keep them away on a shelf in my closet in my room. Last weekend, my teenage niece babysat for me. Apparently, she had a craving for sweets. My kids told her where I keep my stash of candy that I don't like to share. She found my sour gummy edibles and regular candy, like I said, like I don't share. When I got home, the kids were asleep and my niece was on the couch staring at her phone trying to use it as a TV remote. She was high. I called my brother and told him I would be late so she could stay the night. That's nothing new. In the morning, I had a talk with my niece about edibles and how it wasn't the best idea to use it a lot when you're young. She asked a lot of questions and apologised for taking my candy without permission. She then told her mum what happened. Her mum lost it on me,
Fair.
called me a drug addict, said I should be in jail. That I need to
Calm down.
childproof my home if I'm going to have narcotics in my home. She's banning my niece from babysitting for me. Is that an overly dramatic response, or is the answer?
How old is the?
Yeah, how old's the niece?
So,
Teenager.
Teenager niece.
Okay.
Yeah, teenager.
Let's say
And
16.
also, did she tell the brother? So she told the brother that she's staying over, but she
I don't
didn't
think
tell.
it
That's the part I
Then
didn't
yes,
like.
Then
and that's the
absolutely,
part where when the mum
absolutely,
kicks
you're
off,
the
you
arsehole.
deserve that.
Yeah.
Because how can you not... so what? My niece comes to my house, yeah, she gets mad crazy high, and I'm ringing my brother and saying, oh yeah, I'm just going to be like, no, you need to tell the parent.
Yeah.
How can you not tell the parent? That's long.
That's out of order.
She's an arsehole for that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking that you're not really hiding your edibles very well.
She's
Your
not
kids
hiding
know
them.
Where your secret stash is, even if it's like a secret stash that maybe your baby kids don't know that they're edibles, obviously.
Yeah.
But they still know there's a secret place that mum goes.
Go and have
there's
them
a
To
sweets.
get sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sweets. So when they get of age and can step on stones and step on climbing stuff and whatever, climbing frames to get to it, they're going to also come and get them.
Well, they
so
know
she's not hiding the stash.
and you're doing it in front of them
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they
You're
know
doing it in
that you
front of
don't
them.
share them.
Yeah.
So you created a great mystery
Bro,
around your
man.
edibles.
Yeah, so I'm not saying
You
like
know what?
being called a drug addict, that's a lot, yeah.
Well-
However, the sister-in-law is well within her rights to kick off at her.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
And it's fair to be like, your house isn't safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
For
true.
things to be being pointed out, definitely. Like,
haven't childproofed
no,
them
the
at all.
kids, your kids knowing that this is sweets
Yeah.
that you don't share. I think
You've done it in
maybe
front of
even
them.
saying that you've got a problem is a
Exactly.
Mummy special sweets, mummy special
Yeah,
Maybe because
like,
they're
so you're
gummies,
there,
I'm
like,
not-
I'm just, I need to have
knocking
one of
them
my
back.
special sweets, kids.
Do you know what it is? Maybe because they're gummies, I'm not taking it like it's not like
Yeah, no,
she's doing crack pipes. So maybe that's why in my head, like I'm just
to be fair.
no, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying the
I know,
reasons
I
why
know.
I'm not taking it as seriously
Don't always
because
equate
it's just
marijuana with
Yeah.
drug
that's my
addicts.
point.
Of all of the drugs to be like, you're an addict, but she could be.
You can
And
be.
I-
She
And
probably is, yeah.
Them gummies are strong.
Even if she's
Some
not
of them
being
are
called,
strong.
you deserve to be called one because you've been neglectful.
Maybe my child
You've been
high. My child
sleeping.
now knows about highness.
Yeah.
Imagine.
She might, but especially if her mum's like, we don't do that.
She was using the phone like a remote.
I
She
know.
just gets damn stoned.
She was high as a kite.
high as a kite.
No, that's a cussing is like the least, really. I don't think the
knows what I
child
wanna
shouldn't
say.
have to babysit though. That's the part where I was like, oh, that's a bit
that?
harsh.
Banned
that
from
she's
babysitting.
banned
I
from
think it's a
babysitting. I was like, that's a bit. It's a bit over the top.
Because that's also
Conflicts in the family.
But to be fair, in the conversation, like the aunt did explain, she talked about edibles, she talked about the effects of being high. So it seems like the aunt is, you're open to conversation. You did that conversation. I think there's also putting more of a stigma on it and creating more of a drama around it by banning her from being at the
But she
aunt.
lied to her
No,
brother.
but she lied. That's what she was deceitful.
you can be-
The thing
but
is,
then
that's
how
the
long's the ban? It
thing.
just
You
says
can't.
ban.
No,
You're
but
never
you
gonna
can't have that. That's out of order.
No, I think
You
there's a
can't
feeling.
say something. You can't. You've put my child in harm's way.
Absolutely.
You've done that. Do you know what I mean? You had an opportunity to tell me, and you didn't. You chose not to. Then you took it upon yourself to educate my child in your way.
Yeah, it's
after
true.
you've already
And that
taken
is
the
another point, because there's certain
No.
things, like my brother has had certain conversations with my daughter, and it's like, that's not for you to have that conversation with
right.
her.
No, I got to do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
right.
That's true.
No.
I was just thinking, I was thinking about, if they have a great relationship and then you're banned, but then I just want what's the result?
Yeah,
It
I
has to
think
be-
there
I
has
think
to
it's
be
like the level of
consequences.
it
has to be
all.
constant.
But
What is
Do you know what I
banning the one,
mean?
or is it something else?
I think so. I think definitely for
For
a
how
good
long?
period of time. I don't know yet because it depends. I would have to have a conversation with my brother or sister.
Yeah, I think it's that,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? And make sure they understand the error of their frigging ways and that you have permanently damaged my child.
yeah, I wouldn't take it.
I was
that
vexed
deep.
when my mum gave Egypt meat.
Yeah, but
No, I get that because I've had arguments with my mum in that respect. Like my child wasn't banned from
No.
the house, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's
I
if
think
you
the
guys
banning
have
was
an
harsh.
amicable sibling conversation, like, look,
No,
don't take the
see.
piss, but then banned.
Yeah, that
think
to me
that's
is the
what I think.
only extra part. She definitely
I don't. Do
is
you know
an
what? I
arsehole.
don't know. I'm
She's an
thinking about it, and I'm thinking
Because
because if it was a different drug, yeah, we're maybe I'm taking it because it's gummies. It's
Yeah,
not
I
that
think
serious.
this-
So if it was a different drug, like let's say like she,
Found her crack.
it's Eve.
yeah, she
Lord.
so, or
that's good.
anything
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
she fought an aspirin, but it wasn't. It was an E.
It was an E.
Yeah.
I would have issue with that.
would?
So I kind of feel like until you can prove that your house is safe,
Yeah.
I'm not having my kid back there.
But then also-
because say something happens, I send my kid back there, and then the next thing they're ODing.
Yeah, yeah, she
Or
could. Yeah, true.
it's like now someone at school's got gummies because she's tried it now,
And then
she's
social
gonna go and do
services are
gummies.
coming for
then
you.
she
Now
becomes
she's
the
a drug
addict.
dealer.
No,
Do you know
or
what I
social-
mean?
No, my mum would be like, "You've had a gummy. You are not going to take heroin."
Or social services are coming for
Yeah.
you in your yard.
Yeah,
Reckless.
that's the thing.
statement
Nah,
of
man.
mind.
So
Nah.
there's a lot there.
There's-
a lot
it's
there.
not
So she's
a
banned. You
cut
got-
and
She's
dry.
banned
She's an
until you
arsehole
can
and
prove
Me,
to me.
she's an arsehole. She's
yeah,
banned.
she's an
I'm going
arsehole.
with she's an arsehole.
She's an
but-
arsehole. My
but not
kid's not
banned.
going there
I'm an
until my kid's
arsehole.
not going until
No.
you can.
Why? She's not banned.
We have to
It's
discuss
you.
this.
She's an arsehole, but she's not banned.
This is me. I'm auntie. I'm banned. All right. Quickly. Am I an arsehole for embarrassing my sister's friend at dinner? My sister, cousin, and a couple of friends came over after work. My sister brought a friend of hers I'd only met a few times that I'd never had an issue with before. At one point, I went to the bathroom. When I came out, my sister's friend was in the kitchen arguing with my son. I said, "What's she doing?" She said, "My son went into the kitchen to get food and she told him to wait until I came out of the bathroom to ask me for permission." I stared at her for a second and said, "Who the fuck are you? You don't live here. He does. Who are you to tell him he can't go into his own kitchen?" She looked surprised and said she was trying to be helpful. I repeated my question. "Who are you? Who the fuck? Blah, blah, blah." She brought up that she's a teacher and sometimes kids try to get around rules. She said that she followed my son into the kitchen. I said, "So you think my son needs permission to go into his own kitchen? But you can go wherever you like in my house without invitation." She said she didn't feel welcome anymore and was leaving. She went back to the living room, grabbed her bag and walked out. My sister asked what happened. I explained that she had a disagreement with my son. Some of my guests said they thought it was strange that she followed him into the kitchen. My sister and some of the others said her behaviour was perfectly normal and I was unnecessarily hostile to her. Later, my sister confronted me privately and said she was upset that I chased off her friend. I can be a little extra when it comes to defending my kid.
Really?
So,
You think?
was I an arsehole? Who's in the wrong here?
Both of them.
She was an arsehole.
Who's
She
the-
wasn't. She was an arsehole because this is loaded. So she was an arsehole, yeah, because she came with venom straight away. She said to her, "Who the fuck? You
Yeah.
didn't need
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who the fuck means like that's next.
Like,
level.
that's
I,
like-
I know how loaded when I swear how loaded that can be in it, especially if I'm like, who the fuck? Like you don't. She didn't need to
Hold
do
on,
that.
but-
She said it
I haven't
twice.
given my
Yeah.
response, but you come down out of the bathroom. Someone is arguing with your child that you don't know is coming to argue.
Were they
with your child.
arguing? Were they arguing?
She said, "I can't." My sister's friend was in the kitchen arguing with my son.
Okay.
I don't know.
But-
We don't know what the levels of the argument, but the
no
argument
fair.
with my son.
That's why there's parts where I'm saying they're both arseholes. Firstly, I'm addressing like,
Yeah,
who the
yeah.
fuck? Like,
Yeah.
that seems a little bit...
That's
Right.
Aggie
You know,
straight
that's
off the
Aggie
bat.
straight off the back. Like, she's an adult as well. Like, your son should respect the adult, right? Like, okay, there's ways there, but it just seems Aggie to me from the beginning. However, who the fuck? Who are you talking to? Like, same. I might not do that in front of my kid, but I'll be like, why are you rolling around in my house? Like, are you all right? Are you well? Whose kid are you following? Like, are you okay? That's why there's two things there.
I'm not sure she's an arsehole, you know.
I'm conflicted because okay, like from an auntie point of view, depending on which of my siblings' houses I'm at, there's different rules. Do you know what I mean? So like, I would have thought that the friend would have to understand the rules, maybe even talk to her sister,
Yes.
who's there, to know what the rules are in the house before you actually act on what you think the rules are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And follow
So like
someone's
that is wild,
It's
to be
wild.
honest, like without any input. But at the same time, I can understand if you're kind of trying to make. Because some people's houses, the kids can't go and just help themselves.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's
you know
fair.
what I mean? Like they can't go and help themselves. So if she's from that train of thought, I can understand the action. However, I don't agree with the action, if that makes sense, right? But the confrontation. I understand it, you know, because it is my house. Yeah, it's my house.
why I'm saying, like,
and it's my child. Yeah,
I get it. That's
and
why I'm
so I do
conflicted.
understand it. It's aggressive.
Yeah.
It is aggressive.
And-
It's very aggressive.
And she said
but
she
I can't.
hasn't met her.
She's
This
just
was
met
her
couple
first
times.
time. Oh no,
A
she's
few
met her
times.
before.
A few times.
There's no. It doesn't. It's my.
She's not. She's not
friend.
my brethren.
Not
Yeah.
my brethren, you know. It's not you lot.
Yeah.
It's some friend.
I could switch in a similar way. I probably wouldn't enter in on an Aggie.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
probably be a bit more like, what is going on
What's
here?
going on?
And suss
Yeah.
it. But then hearing, yes, and then I followed him to the kitchen because he can't eat. I may then switch.
I'm a
like,
teacher.
But do you know what? Do you know
And
what? Yeah, I wouldn't
Hugh.
even talk to her. I'll be like, 1 second. I'll talk to my son.
Yeah.
What happened, babe?
Yeah, no, that's what
Do you know
I'm
what I
saying.
mean?
Yeah, the
like,
son is
seriously,
saying,
Definitely.
I'm going to dismiss you
Wait.
because you're in my fucking house.
Yeah.
Wait.
But say if your son is saying, I just got up and all I wanted to do was keep
Do you know what I mean?
And then she followed me and then she was holding my arms. You'll be lucky if you can leave.
Yeah.
If you can walk out. I may not
Yeah.
fight you.
I'm just imagining like going into the kitchen and Egypt's there. And someone's like,
There is
and
no,
also,
there is.
and also you do know,
Sorry,
and also you
crying.
know your kids,
They're not-
you know your kids as well. It's like,
And the thing is, they're like, you can use Mikey. You're free in the yard. You can get your
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
babe.
Imagine
and
it-
some woman come from and she don't. And you know, like you've met her. Has your child met this person before?
Yeah.
No, but you can't go and follow somebody else's kid.
You can't.
Especially
Yeah.
when their aunt is there.
Yes.
sitting down, watching them go about
Because
their
I'm a teacher.
business.
That don't make no
Come
sense.
round.
No.
That don't make no
No
sense.
It could
sense.
turn into a fight.
And also,
If we are different races, it could escalate further.
Which it sounds
yeah.
like
Are
they
you
were.
policing my son? Are you
In
trying to
his
police my
own-
son?
In his own yard. Because
And trying to be like, you
because
can't
you're not allowed
eat.
to have a biscuit. My child can go in the kitchen. I know I had a friend who was like, "Oh, are we allowed to have a biscuit, please?" Yeah, yes, you can in my yard.
Yeah.
She had
No,
to
but
ask permission.
but I like
Yeah.
manners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Manners
yeah.
is
Egypt
different.
ain't going to no one's house and
And
just
picking
rolling
up
up in there.
things in someone else's house.
That's not
Yeah.
happening, right? But in her own house,
Go and get
I mean,
things.
to be fair, she'd still say blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But to be fair, like if she wants to go and get something, go. Who are you to be trying to like you
as well.
If I followed Egypt into the kitchen to be like, what are you doing here?
Exactly.
Her kitchen.
No,
I'm a visitor.
No, but if you
But the
followed
thing is,
I'm
Egypt,
the visitor.
No. This is the thing. So if
Go
you
on.
know the person, it's different.
That's
Do you
what
know
I'm
what I mean?
saying.
So
That's why I said if
would
you-
trust, like, oh, maybe you have a legitimate concern. Do you know what I mean? Or something. I would be like,
right,
I wouldn't
if
take
you
it
followed
offensive.
Egypt
I
into the
wouldn't.
kitchen and I came and I saw you lot arguing, I'd be like, what's going on? But I wouldn't hell you out in front of her. I would want to know, but I wouldn't like be like, what the fuck? I'm not
Let me escalate there, you know.
I
Mine,
think it's legit
like, there's
concern, but
there's family friends, right, and family
Yeah.
and sisterins, right?
Yeah.
But if I see you, like, why are you arguing with my child? Though?
Yeah.
I think that's the levels.
the arguing, no.
Farah, I know, like, that's your daughter, you know. Why are you arguing with my mother?
For you not just
Yeah, and I think that's
watch
fair
it
too.
why can't you just watch it happen and see what goes on?
Because your kid has to feel protected as well, isn't it? But yeah,
yeah.
as the external person, why is it bothering you if they're going to get a biscuit?
What's it got to do with
What's
you?
it got to do with you?
projection?
It's not your
It's a
food. It's not your
projection.
house.
No, let's go back
It's
to the
not
point.
your
And
house.
also the sister,
What are you
she
doing?
needs to fix
Hey,
up.
hold on. Oh God, we didn't
She
even
needs to
address
fix
that.
up.
Sister.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you, yeah. Let me tell you. If my sister,
Leave, everyone's
my sister
leaving.
would never. But any of them, they would never.
Leave.
But if they ever, I'd be like, fuck you and your fucking brethren. Yeah.
Come out.
Get the fuck out of my house. You can leave too.
About private combos afterwards, I was
Hell.
really offended with
Made
what
my
you
friend
did.
leave. Yes, she had to flee. We following
Your
the
friend's an
rules, all that,
idiot,
please.
weirdo.
No, honestly, my sister. And my sister has some different types of friends. I mean, we've all met her. So you can imagine what her friends are like. Now, if one of her friends was in the kitchen arguing with one of my sons, it can escalate very quickly.
fighting talk.
Especially
Yeah.
if I've only met you a couple of times. She has loads of friends. I've only met them a couple of times. And I think they're weird. And then you're arguing with my son in a
a lot
kitchen
in that
over
space.
food that is not yours.
No, it's not happening.
You're-
'cause the
honestly,
fact
you're
that
lucky.
all of us
Yeah.
are raised, or if it's your nieces, your nephews, everybody, we know about respect and manners
Yeah.
that we talked about. So the fact that our child or our family member our young family member is arguing back with an adult,
Yeah.
knowing how they've
Yeah.
been raised, you know it's on smoke.
Something's
You know
happening.
there's something
It's
awry.
true.
You
It's
know
true,
what?
it's
Actually,
true. I didn't even
immediately,
look
I
at it like
may
that.
I
It's
may
true.
step in. I
They're
may
not
step
gonna-
in shouting.
They're never going to just
Yeah.
be shouting at an adult.
Because my child's not going to be shouting
Not
at
our
adults.
children.
That's the thing.
Not
I
our
think I'm
family.
blocking out the argument bit because
It's okay. It's irrelevant.
It's just
irrelevant.
Yeah.
Listen, I have.
It's not. I couldn't
something to joke
fathom.
about.
I couldn't fathom
The
it.
situation where I heard where someone moved to my child, I wasn't there, but when
Oh,
I heard
yeah,
that
no,
my
I
child
heard about
squared
that.
up, I was like, "Go for it, babe." And
Yeah.
that was a fact. It was
Yeah.
a strange family member. She had to square up. I was not vexed with her, and when I see him, it's on side.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I wanted to go to
No,
the
but it
house
goes
that day
to
as well.
that's.
Honestly,
I'm not even asking
so
am I the asshole. Everybody, me and my sister would have serious words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't come to me and be like, I can't believe you did that to my brother.
Yeah, nah. Because I'll be saying to you, you better go fucking chat to your brethren, yeah?
Yeah,
And don't
yeah.
bring,
Never.
do
And
not
she's
bring,
not coming
do
back.
not bring that
Yeah.
person around
She's
me
never
again.
ever.
Don't.
you got my child.
Are you
fucked up
crazy?
because she wanted to have food
In her own
in
yard.
her own yard because of your rules, because you were oppressed at home.
That's a whole
Fella,
family
you
meeting.
You got up from
We're
your
all
seat.
sitting down with all the elders. Like, you
Yeah,
are talking to
everybody.
me about your friend that I
Everybody.
kicked out of the house. Like, everyone needs to know.
You're offended by me.
If-
Who
furthermore,
you brought into my house.
You need to apologize to me.
Exactly.
Right? Do you know what I mean?
This
Yeah.
entity into my yard.
Yeah.
This is negative.
Yeah. And your
About-
friend needs to apologize to my son.
Yeah.
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 That's what needs to happen.
Yes, she's go down the line.
Yeah.
And prostrate on the floor.
Yeah. 100%.
So that was
100.
I can't believe you did that to my friend.
Idiot.
You mad?
What, are you alright? Are you okay?
She confronted me privately.
No.
Wow.
Chased off her friend.
That needed to turn into a fight as well. Fighting all of them.
It's how the woman was like, what the fuck?
That's,
Well, it's
It's
a pause
true.
moment. Sorry, it's a pause moment. I come
Yeah.
from the bathroom.
No, there's levels to what took place in that.
right.
That
Jesus.
sounds like an absolute Karen.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're not the asshole, babe. We're here for you. The aunties definitely are on your side.
That's one of those. I wish I was there.
wish
That would get me.
I wish a motherfucker would.
In my family, the rest of the siblings would be getting up and cussing her too.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine it.
It's insane.
Serious.
I actually got hot
carnage.
thinking about you. Like,
Honestly.
When you're like, maybe. And I was
No,
like,
it was just the initial venom.
Yeah.
But like that's why I then went on to say,
No.
but what the fuck?
I
That's
needed
one
the
thing,
levels.
you know, like the family thing. Fuck with my family. Just forget. Forget. Don't chat to me again.
Yeah.
Forget.
Yeah.
Forget
even
it.
it's like we could be on beef inside our family. You know, I know this, but you know what?
Honestly,
What you're not gonna do.
No,
Georgia.
not ever.
Yeah, you're not going to do that.
Not ever.
We're not
You're
doing
not
that
gonna
today.
Not
Yeah.
ever, man.
Today.
Following a
Yeah.
child into
Because
the
they want to
kitchen.
eat some chicken and potatoes.
Yeah, that's-
you ain't eating.
She got up from the
She
seat.
could have been
Yeah.
policing. Maybe the child was a little bit big, and she thought, "Oh, you're not allowed to eat." There's levels to we're gonna fight over this, you know. Like it's not okay.
I'm a teacher.
Imagine coming first.
And she's trying to preach. There's
We got to wrap it. Okay,
Yeah.
your sister in. The aunties are here
Sure.
for you anytime.
Just feisty, you know.
Feisty.
Guys, what's made you sad, mad and glad this week? Who wants to go first? All right, I will.
Yeah.
I was a bit sad the other day because one of my closest brethren was like, I'm jaded by the industry and I might give up this shit. And they're really talented and I'm really, like, I think we've had a conversation and he's kind of like exploring it and he's not totally out of it, but it's just sometimes the arts, and especially from the UK, it can wear a black person down. And trying to be successful in this space, especially when you want to make some stuff, tell some stories, it's horrible. So I just felt sad because he's a talent and I'd hate to see him get jaded out. Anyways, that made me sad. Mad because the other day I sneezed multiple times. My eyes started to itch. I'm not interested in hay fever, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in hay fever season.
I started to notice people with the
Itching.
Yeah.
Scratching.
Yeah, my brother
It's a
was
bit
from
early, isn't it? But
It's not
No.
really.
No.
Spring. Spring is sprung.
Yeah.
it's about now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pollen's about.
Yeah.
Even late, to be fair.
To be
Oh,
fair.
piss.
So I'm a bit
Yeah, I'm
pissed
getting
about-
headaches right now. So
Yeah.
I'm not in
it's
it.
happening.
And I'm glad because the other day I went roller skating. I was in my roller skating motherfucking life. Shout out to Palumi in the background. He was my skating buddy. It was so good. And Manny Naughty, the DJ, put out on his platform that he was going to be DJing. And I don't know what took me. I've been waiting to go to Flippers. I was so jealous about the launch that Usher was there in London skating in my ends at that. So I missed out on that. Went skating. Haven't skated for decades. And it was like Dr. Watermate.
It's like riding a bike, innit?
Brilliant. I was brilliant. I was very proud of myself.
I was brilliant.
I
Well
still
done.
can't go backwards though, but I was brilliant. It was great fun. So very, very glad for that. I want to go again. Who else? What's skating? Not really.
Nah, not me. No, not with
I
my
do.
ankle. I'm scared
I
of
will
that
come
shit.
with you.
Thank you.
What's again? What's the order?
Sad, mad, glad, honey.
I don't think I have a sad.
Good.
I'm just mad at the length of time that it takes people to deal with shit and to deal with shit properly. It's infuriating. It's been a month now that I've been keeping a diary about my neighbour upstairs and her fucking music, being on premium Christian channel. Like, and it's like excessively loud. It's constant, and I've kept a log and I'm doing videos and I'm sending it to the people, and it's just like I'm just getting nowhere at the moment, and it's just starting to really annoy me. Not starting, but I'm just like in this weird space of I'm not comfortable at home because it's just like constant. And my glad is my sister, well, this would have been 2 weeks ago now, but my sister played for Great Britain in the American football European Championship.
Oh, wow.
And her team won. So I've just like big up Tara Minto. Who's just like a crazy lady who is a teacher but also wants to do basketball
Extreme
and
sports,
rugby
man.
and American football and
Wowzers.
all the sports. So yeah, big up to my sister. Very proud of her.
Yeah.
Nice.
Go.
Or do you want to go?
No, you can go.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. So I don't have a sad.
Good.
Yeah, I don't have a sad. I have my mad is that despite me being very hopeful, you know what it is, yeah? My hopefulness sometimes takes over logic, and it's really annoying. Seriously, because I have an idea like this is how I want things to be, and it'll take over actual reality. It's really annoying. So, TikTok has been started to be banned in the States, and I'm sad. I'm so sad that it's happening.
You're sad and mad.
Mad and sad. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah,
mad.
sad and
Yeah. Because like I think it's just I don't know. I don't know what's happening to America, but whatever America does, it affects us. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just I'm scared for us as well, and sad for them because it's like another form of rights being taken away. Yeah, it's annoying. And then my glad is I'm generally quite okay at the moment. I think I'm on like a nice medium, but the countdown to Beyonce has begun. So
Oh yeah, for real.
I'm
It's true, that's not far.
Yeah,
June.
yeah. No, May. Well, I'm going May.
You're
End
going
of
in
May.
We're going June.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Which is only still 6 weeks away.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Count that to my birthday has begun.
Yes. Can't wait.
For real.
I've got the locks and I've got Wu-Tang. I'm so excited.
I don't have a sad. Really trying to think of a mad. I know there's been bare things that I've been mad at recently, but nothing
Mad
is
Runners.
coming to mind. But glads I have many. So I will start with a big glad is the relief that you are free
Yes.
Oh, yes.
and innocent.
Yeah.
Like,
I am also relieved.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, I wasn't ever. Well, I couldn't have gone to jail, but I would have had a criminal record or a fine.
All of
And
that.
All of that.
Exactly.
For
Like,
something
that
that
you don't
wasn't
have
true.
any
Yeah.
blips under your name is
Yeah.
like, that's really, yes, I'm super glad that the universe provided that. And, yeah, you know, when the universe throws signs, not necessarily for me, but for other people. And I just love that. I love those golden moments that people have. And so I'm super glad about that. Because soon we will have our golden moment for the podcast. I can feel it. It's so
I can
close.
too. Yeah.
I can feel it's coming. So yeah, I'm glad about that.
Cool, thank you. So, guys, that was Your Aunties Could Never. Thank you for being with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to share. Tell your friend to tell your friend to tell your friend, but not the friend that comes and follows your kid into the kitchen. Don't
Not
tell
that
them
friend.
anything.
They're not allowed.
We don't want them back
No.
anywhere. We're on all the platforms. Listen back to us as well on all the popular listening platforms. Thank you to Palumi in the background. Blah, 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 blah. Doing shy. We know she's not shy. All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye now.
Bye.